I'm just doing my best to try and figure out how computers work.
Yes.
Same.
How do indeed.
For someone who works in software development, I am very not tech savvy.
I don't know how that works, how that is even possible, but I'll accept it.
It's doing your best.
Yes.
I had a very educational few minutes there before the stream.
I'm initiating my advertise it.
Oh yeah, me too. Also, hi Osha.
He's getting some tea.
Oh, I was muted. I didn't realise.
There's always one of us that does that each yes, the last session
Oh
was
no,
RV.
I've been mentioned in announcements. Oh, it's everyone. Okay.
Yeah, it's everyone. Now that I have a Discord server, I gotta utilize it to its best.
I need to finish setting up my Discord server. I have one made.
I put it off for so long. Like so long. Alright. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another exciting episode of Telia Misfits. I am your DM, your master of ceremonies, as some call it. Massive Effect. And I'm here with four of my good friends. Two of them who are streamers, the other two not so much, but still great people nonetheless. I am here joined with Savian
Hello?
and Sarcastrophe.
Hey,
Yeah. Ocean X
That's me.
and Raining Blades.
Hello.
Right. Now, the 5th episode, indeed. And this time, one of you is going to do the recap, and there is only one person that hasn't done it so far. So while I do shoutouts in chat and greet Safra, hi Safra, um, why don't you, Sev, tell us what happened last session?
After the explosion that caused much damage, our group decided to split up to follow some leads. The magically inclined part of our party went off to talk to some mage who did not seem like the nicest of people, but aren't a lot of nice people around here, it seems. Whilst me and Callahan, the cleric, went down to the seedier part of town, found the home of a missing wizard apprentice who might be connected to this. We found evidence leading to such in her place. After getting around a trap that was set to keep anyone from investigating, and for some reason, a man that lived next door that was in love with her ended up dead in the streets. Still trying to figure out exactly why that happened, but nonetheless, it's done.
Yes.
Definitely a mystery.
It happened
Just boop.
somehow.
Yes.
The world may never know.
I do believe
The
you
actions of our
also.
party.
Yes, continue.
Trying to see if I remember anything else.
You went into the house.
I said that we found the evidence, yeah, right?
Oh yes, yeah,
And we bypassed the trap that was placed on it.
indeed. And then you, if I remember correctly, you ended your session by returning to the wounded soldier to
Yes.
recuperate for the you weren't really hurt in any way, but to
And
rest
we were
for the
still
night.
not in the best condition after the explosion earlier that day.
Yes. It was also I believe Callahan also wanted to change his spells, so
Yes.
which he did need for to sleep for the night to do that.
That's how spellcasters work.
Yeah,
Risky
that's I.
spells.
I totally wrote them in on my sheet, boys. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, I've got all my spells written down.
Ah, yes. I cast punch. Martial classes. All right, so you spend the night in the wonderful, wonderful place called the Wounded Soldier, an inn in the Sun Road, near, well, close enough to Hightown, to the gates of Hightown. You sleep. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening, if not plagued a little by dreams of what may have transpired the previous day. All the murder and bloodshed and acid that flew around. That takes a toll on people. But still, you had what you could consider restful sleep. When morning arrives, you all wake up and you head down for some breakfast. The tavern has a few people. Usually people that either got knocked out drunk last night and are currently waking up, or people who just want a decent meal before they head off to work. As you're having breakfast, Callahan and Kyoho, both of you the ones with the most attentive and perceptive dispositions, you hear a noise from the distance.
Hmm.
Am I like waking up and at this stage? Am I?
Yeah, you did your preparation for your spells. You're having breakfast, and you're about to head out for whatever you want to do for the day. But then you hear this sound from the distance. You do notice a couple of people like raise their heads, but it is so faint to them that they just go back to eating without bothering anything. And in the meantime, Damir and Emrys, you didn't hear anything. You're too focused on your meals.
Hmm.
Also like to add that as part of my morning preparations, I casted Alarm as a ritual spell to go ahead and get my arcane ward up for the day.
Sure, sure, that's fine. So you have your arcane ward.
Do I know what that sound was?
What do you think it was?
It sounded like some sort of thump or a snort.
Oh, I thought it was someone like getting knocked over.
It was something. You do know that it was something very far away. You get the feeling, especially Callahan, you get the feeling it was something very loud but very far away.
Oh, jeez,
Was there another explosion?
lads, this isn't good.
Yes.
Excuse me. What are we talking about here? Sorry, I'm very engrossed in my notes and my
It was
breakfast.
very quiet, but it appears that myself, Callahan, and some of the others here have heard a sound in the distance. Something that'd be loud enough that it sounds soft and muffled by the time it reached us. Given what has happened, another explosion is my most likely guess.
See, that would be yes, that would be
Less than
quite likely.
great. All right, guys, what are we thinking? Should we go and suss it out, or
Even if we approach the scene, we may just find more devastation.
I'm having trouble remembering. Were you able to locate any signs as to whereabouts the wizarding apprentice might have been off to? Because I think we're in a position where, especially if that was another explosion, I'm not sure further investigation would necessarily help. We might need to just figure out where the source of all this trouble is and take it down as quickly as possible.
During your investigation, I want to point out that Damir, since you weren't here, RB, and I played Damir for you, Damir actually discovers in her notes a mention of the Silver Tongue, and Callahan knows from his criminal background that the Silver Tongue is a shady operation in town.
and and the Silver Tongue, like I said before, is the name of the owner. Supposedly, never met him, but I hear if you're looking for a fence, wink, wink, that's the place to go.
I beg your pardon. So, if you have a property and you need to fence it in to prevent wildlife from getting in and upsetting your livestock, that's who you go to? He builds fences?
Yes, perhaps
Yes,
gardening needs, I
wink.
suppose.
And I'm saying wink, and I'm winking.
All right then. So we should
Callahan,
find
there
this
was also
fencer.
you were speaking with some individuals to see if you could find more information from them. Is that not correct?
It was indeed, yeah.
Then it seems that whatever we do today, it rests on you. Perhaps we should be. You have everything prepared to speak to The ones next door to the
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I have everything I need for that. Do I? Lesser.
I hope you do.
What was it? It was lesser restoration than I needed,
It
wasn't
was
it?
lesser
Yeah,
restoration.
that's correct.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm almost there.
Forgot my
so I'm-
spells.
I'm trying. Sorry, I was halfway through typing it. Oh my god, what's it called? Guiding bolt, wasn't it? Guiding what?
Guiding bolt is
Guiding bolt.
the
I have it
first
open in
level
front of me.
spell.
Yeah. I was trying to type that out. I'll type out less restoration. Yeah. Yeah, I've got everything. Let's go.
All right.
Excellent.
You start heading out of the tavern, and you do see some people stop in their tracks in the middle of the Sun Road, pointing towards town and talking among each other. You look and you see a column of smoke rising from Hightown.
I still think we should investigate that.
If you guys want to go on ahead, I'll catch up with you if you'd like. Just don't do anything stupid. And I look towards Tamir. It's like, I know M could do some weird things about talking to people. Can you, with your reading and your notes, is that a
I am
wizard
able
thing?
to read my notes and then talk to people at the same time, if that's what you're asking. Yes.
It gives me the answer that I need. Cheers.
How far away does it look like the smoke is?
It looks actually to the southern part of Hightown, so on the other side of town.
Okay, so it would take a while. So it would take a
So,
while for
like,
us to get there.
around here.
Yeah, around that area.
It would take a while for us to get there then. We assume.
A little bit, yeah. If you basically if you split up, it will be quite the distance, because remember the house of ladies of the night that Callahan is heading towards is in the Seven Rocks, so it's on the opposite sides of the town.
If we investigate that, what is most likely another one of the attacks, then by the time we get there, it's likely there will be nothing left to investigate. We have seen from the attack that we experienced firsthand that these attacks are remote, using these traps, and the first time a message was left. Perhaps another message was left this time, though even if there was, we have our own leads to investigate.
That's a good point. I'll be honest, I have to go do this side errand thing. I'll see if I can get as much information as I can about Silver Tongue and Gessel and Sketch. But if you guys want to go on ahead, you'll have to be doing it without me. I'll come as soon as I can, though. I'll even try and catch a ride off one of those fellas with the horses. And the carts. The rickshaws.
When?
I don't know. If there are any.
On a carriage.
Yeah, carriage. Oh my goodness. I kept thinking of horse and cart. But I didn't want to say
Yes.
cart with a roof.
The
All right.
Indeed.
I'm not wrong, but I'm also not right.
Yes. No. You were taking the long way around, but you were getting there. All right. So who, if any, is heading to town, and who is going with Callahan?
Callahan, I am more inclined to continue with you, as I believe that this lead is worth investigating.
Just gonna stop a moment and consider where I'm going. And I'm gonna look at M. I'm gonna think back to all the different visuals that were on display and be like, and I kind of lean in close. I'm like, kind of worried about the others. You know, they're not like you and I. Like they don't have our level of ability, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
I crack a little bit of divine energy between my fingertips and then tap the good book of Maul. I'm gonna leave you with one of these. I take out a smaller book of Maul, just
Pocket size.
a pocket size.
Yes. Your spare Book of Mal.
Always keep a spare. Always keep a spare,
Yes,
boys. You never
yes.
want to leave home without it. In case anything goes bad, you know what to do. And I just I just hand off the little pocketbook.
Emery's just kind of nods like, yes, thank you. You make an excellent point. I will make
as-
sure that they stay safe.
As soon as Emrys turns their back to me, I'll just shrug, looking at Damir and Kyo, being like, yeah, whatever. Just only like, look after Em, please. Then go back to common. All right, Em. Good luck.
You too.
All right. So I assume then that the three of you are heading into Hightown, and Callahan, you're the only one heading towards the Seven Rocks.
Yep, time to cure syphilis, boys.
Looks like
All right.
party
Alright.
splitting. Yeah.
This
Yeah,
party
party
likes to
splitting.
split up. Yeah, it's I've noticed.
Yeah, but Rand's an expert at killing pairs of PCs, so
True.
we should be
Ah.
fine.
So
Yeah,
we're,
that's
we're
a-
safe in numbers that aren't 2.
Anyway, y'all start heading towards Hightown, rushing towards where the pillar of smoke is rising. We'll start with you because you actually arrive at the aftermath of what you assumed correctly to have been an attack. The results of this glyph of warning seem to have been different from the other one. While the other one focused on acid attacks, on causing and inflicting the highest amount of pain possible in beings around it, this one focused more on the destruction of property by being set to fire. You do see that the chosen element was fire because while one of the houses seemed to have been completely destroyed, another one is currently engulfed in flames. You do see a group of people trying desperately to put out the fires with buckets and whatever they can use to carry water. And you also see masses of charred corpses spread across the floor and people screaming in pain as their bodies show signs of severe and terrible burns.
I'm going to go start helping to carry water.
All right, you go to carry the water, and you go try to put out the fire with the people.
Using my only strength to carry water better than other people.
Yes. You are carrying 2 buckets while everyone can only carry 1.
Emrys is kind of looking around the area, searching to see if there's any notes that might have been left, like the last one.
All right, roll me a perception, Emrys.
Where is my exception? There is. Okay, 6.
It is mayhem. It is chaos. You can't. The moment you try to focus on anything, someone rushes past you, knocks you over, and then you hear more screaming. You can't really focus. There's so much smoke that your eyes are watering. It is too much. In the meantime, Damir, what are you doing?
So can I tell where, like, give or take, based on a fire explosion, can I tell where it originated? Essentially, like the...
I'm gonna say with one look, it is easy to tell where the epicenter of this explosion was, where it originated. It was the house that is currently destroyed.
All right, in that case, I would like to go ahead and go up to the area and ritual cast Detect Magic, and just basically be on the lookout to verify that this was indeed that spell, and if there was any other like magical effects or traces at play.
So you spend 10 minutes in front of the burning remains of the house, ritual casting detect magic. Meanwhile, Yoho is putting some work, helping with putting out the fire. And Amaris, what are you trying to accomplish now that you failed to spot anything?
I think I'm not sure. Hang on. Possibly just kind of using Mage Hand to like, well, not Mage Hand, sorry, using my amazing telekinetic abilities to just kind of like try and if there's any like rubble kind of around anyone who still needs to move out of the way, or any rubble in the way of like people trying to get water to where it needs to be, that would be hazardous to pick up otherwise. Emrys is just going to try and like slowly kind of get that out of the way, make it like the path clear and make it easier to.
All right. You do realize that your telekinetic powers are still in the process of being developed. Oh shit! Thank you for the 100 bits, Berwin. Hi.
Oh, that's a lot of bits.
That's a lot of bits. Thank you for the bits.
Yeah, cheers, Vac.
Thanks,
Big
Vac.
love.
Oh,
Hey.
well, cheers. And welcome to the stream, dude. All right, so you do realize that your telekinetic powers are not as developed as you wish them to be. So what you can do is very limited, but you do try to do, well, whatever you can.
I do have the since I have the ability as a bonus action to, although it specifically says shove creatures, like theoretically I could use that to just
shove rocks. Yeah.
shove rocks as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, you can. So you try your best to get people out of the rubble, and after 10 minutes, Damir, you start using detect magic, and you do detect the faint traces of abjuration magic, just like the previous attack.
Right then, well, this was definitely the same source.
It is as I had expected. There's little to gain here other than witnessing more destruction.
I want to point out one thing that I find funny. According to Callahan, it's better for M to not see naked women, but watching the horrified, mangled corpses of a terrorist attack is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Look, if YouTube won't block, beheadings, that's what I'm going off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, you do what you can. You do see that the City Watch has come around to start investigating and helping as they can, and you are doing your best. And oddly, none of you seems to. Well, most of you are busy, and while Emrys tried to spot some message from Sketch, they did not spot anything, at least, and you continue on with your helping of the people. So we are now jumping to Callahan, who makes his way to, let's just call it what it is, the whorehouse by Dina's place. First of all, Callahan, as you get there, you find that the house next to, what was once Dina's house is now marked with a red cross painted across the door.
Ooh.
The guards have been warned that there is a glyph of warding behind it, and they marked it as best they could. so that no fool will try to open it. However, you continue, and you do reach the lovely house of the ladies of the night. As Frankie, the big lad, he looks at you and goes, "Hi,
Frankie, baby! How we doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
What's the news, man?
I got 3 gold yesterday.
3 whole golds?
Yeah, more.
Frankie, my boy. Man, you'll be running this city in no time." And I kind of like raise my hands up and that's, the sort of pretend fight where you can like jab and you don't actually hit
Oh
anyone.
yeah. He raises his big meaty fist as well. Oh, we're fighting. Okay, and he gets ready to punch you.
Ha 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 ha! Maybe not today though, big boy. Tell me your ma around.
Yeah. Ma! Ma! There's a moment. And then you just see the curtain open. You see a very, very angry woman staring at you.
Give her a little salute and like, "How you doing, mama?" Noticed there was no one outside my place there, so I figured home service, huh?
Uh-huh.
Heels on wheels, I call it.
Uh-huh.
And Callahan
Kid.
got a new business practice going here.
Yeah. So you're here to do the thing.
Yep. Do you want to just give me the nastiest looking thing you got going around here, and I'm just gonna.
Well, I got 2 girls, as we agreed. And she turns to
And stuff.
Catherine! And is Katya still around, Frankie? Oh no, she died yesterday. Oh,
Oh. It's a twist. Hopefully not of anything that could have been cured.
you go, Lily! Get your ass here! And then you see 2 young women. One looks to be in her early 20s. The other one seems to be in her early 30s. But then you have another look at her. Oh, she's probably just early 20s, but aged quite a lot. They look malnourished. They looked in quite a rough spot. One of them has these big blotches and a big sore on her lip and big blotches on her face. The other one, the second one, does not seem to have any apparent illnesses, despite being quite gaunt. And the owner, Mama Dahlia, she does point to them. Do your thing, preacher.
Alrighty, so I whip out my good book and I ask both the ladies to read select passages under the guise that it's part of the spell, but it's not.
Okay.
Just so they're familiar with the good words.
She goes. You just hear Mama Dahlia go, "Sweetie, they can't read. Do you think they'd be here if they could read?"
That is an excellent point. And ladies, let me tell you, you don't need to read to go to Mal. And then I just touch both their foreheads, casting Lesser Restoration. Oh no, I misspelled it.
It's cool.
Restoration. There we are.
Restoration.
I wrote it as Retoration, yeah.
Retoration.
So I cast that twice on both of them.
Okay. So you touch them, and you do. What does it look like then? Is there like holy light, or is just they're fixed out of the blue? What do you want it to look like?
Kind of like a faint light grey smoke kind of like wafting from their figures. Almost kind of like a layer of just like as if a layer of smoke had been on their skin.
Mm-hmm.
And just
All right.
disappeared.
You do actually see the blotches and the sores in the face of one of them. They turn to smoke, and the smoke vanishes. While the other one, you see the smoke come out from under her skirt and
Oh,
float away.
ooh, Fossil.
There was a moment. The girl with the blotches on her face looks to the mirror, and you see tears start to run down her eyes as she jumps into your arms, thanking you so much.
Don't worry about it. Don't thank me. Thank Maul. And Mama Dahlia for being such a great gal. How's about a round of applause for the old bird, huh?
They look very uncomfortable. You just see Frankie behind you, like clapping enthusiastically, and yeah.
Whoop! That set off my
Wow,
alarm. Be right back.
wow.
A little bit
Frankie's
too enthusiastic there, Sam.
Frankie's claps were probably just like thunderclap.
Yeah. Wow, you set up his alarm. That is a new achievement.
I'm very proud.
You should be. Right. Well, Seb is dealing with that. Mama Dahlia turns to her girls and go, "Oh, that's well and good. Now, get your asses in there. There's clients waiting." And they just look a bit downtrodden as they realize they're fixed, but life didn't change.
Well, they probably live longer. So
Yeah,
that's always a
Probably. And they
Um,
head towards behind the curtains.
What if I? Does she kind of seem like? Like I asked her the other day about Sketch and all that. Would it be worth asking her if she's heard anything about Sketch or Silvertongue?
You
If that's
can
okay.
ask her. You can ask her.
Yeah.
Alright. She stops. Oh, you wanted information, and that's what I can provide now that you've done your end of the bargain. I can't really tell you anything about Sketch. I tend to stay away from him. But the Silver Tongue, that I can help you with.
Okay. Would you be able to get me a meeting
A meeting?
for either me or my associates?
Not really, but I can tell you where they're hiding.
Silvertongue is hiding. Is he hiding from someone, or is he just generally
Oh no,
hiding?
dear. The Silver Tongue is the name of the place. The owner is a woman called Ivy. Let's just say she's nicknamed the Queen of the Seven Rocks, if that makes it easier to understand. She tends to move around, but I do know where her current establishment is.
Mama, that would be fantastic.
She gives a nod.
As you know, I am a man of Mal. I don't know if I've mentioned him yet, but in case I haven't, he's nothing but a great judge of character, and I wish to prove to you that I am a man worthy of kindness from yourself. No doubt you come across some stranger individuals coming in here. I'm willing to perform a ritual of sorts to detect to see if you need anything a cure more powerful than I can procure. If you'd be willing to give me any and all information you have on Silver Tongue,
Well,
if that's of any value to you.
what I can tell you is that you're gonna have to watch out for Ivy. She's a sly one, although she does. When she makes a bargain, when she makes a deal, she keeps to it. She has her own code. She also likes money and anything profitable. And she also likes having a group of powerful people to have her back. So I wouldn't try anything untowards in there.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Everything all
Sorry
right?
about that. I had to go turn the alarm off and tell my dad why it went off randomly.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Time to clap some more, right? Set it off again.
Yeah, time for more claps because you managed to turn it off.
Claps now. Golf claps. Little soft
Yeah,
golf
yeah,
claps.
yeah. Not even that. Not even that. Just no more clapping. Just dying. No more clapping. Anyway, or jazz claps. You know the finger snaps. Yes, yes. Um. Anyway, she continues as she was talking about the Silver Tongue, the establishment, and Ivy, the owner of this establishment. She goes, well, there is a password to enter the Silver Tongue, but unfortunately I haven't been there since the last time they changed it. They do change it around a few times, so you'll have to figure that out.
Would any of your girls know
My
the password,
girls.
or rather, any of the clientele that your ladies might be?
I'm not gonna risk my girls asking around and raising some eyebrows in my general direction.
That's all right. I respect that. Mama, you have done plenty. If there's anything else that I can help you with during my stay in Westreach, just let me know, all right? And I kind of like reach to kind of maybe like take her hand and, I don't know, maybe like kiss her ring or something. And then I would like to ritual cast Detect Magic in case there are any negative voodoos happening around here.
Are you waiting around 10 minutes in front of her to ritual cast detect magic?
Yeah, that was the thing that I was saying earlier. So hopefully she's up to speed on that.
All right.
Do I sense
any
yeah.
magic at all?
Cool. I just let her know that they have no cases of the magical crabs. Magic syphilis is a no-go zone.
Is it
I don't know.
is it any worse than regular syphilis?
I can only imagine if it's magic syphilis, you're gonna need to see someone ASAP.
All right.
Cool. I give Frankie a little high five and a couple of finger guns, and I start maybe. Can I go like? Is there any like carts nearby?
Nope.
No, not cart. Carriage. Is there a carriage nearby?
Not in the
Or a
Seven Rocks.
palanquin?
Not in the
Not
Seven
this-
Rocks. No.
No, damn, no fantasy cabs. Okay.
No fantasy cabs.
Can
You
I?
might find them in Hightown for the rich folk, but for the regular folk down dirty in the Seven Rocks and by the Sun Road and outside of town, not really.
Okay, can I? I'd like to make a light jog in the direction of where everyone else went to.
Okay. So you start your light jog down the Sun Road. Meanwhile, the others, Kyoho, you successfully managed to help put out the fire, while Emerus, you do realize that at this point there's nothing else you can do with moving and shuffling around debris. All three of you seem to have finished up what you can do with your own abilities. Kyoho, you do get several claps on the back and thank yous. As for Emerus, you do get a young woman that thanks you profusely after you removed a large rock from her trapped legs.
You are most welcome.
Yes, thank you. Heels on wheels. God damn.
Kind of grouping up with the others, seeing that there's little else to do. Emery's just kind of, well, as I suspected, there doesn't appear to be any further leads here.
Right then. Well, should we meet up with Callahan then?
That sounds a good idea. Even if there were no immediately, we still helped people here.
Indeed.
All right. You continue down towards the Sun Road, and as you reach the gates, the northern gate, you do see a lightly jogging Callahan heading towards you.
I'm like my full armor just going clink, clink, clink,
Yeah,
clink, 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 clink.
You are sweating profusely.
Oh no, it was a light jog. Oh damn. Whatever, let's be sweaty.
Light jog while midday sun and full armor? No. You're sweating.
Hey guys, it's me. Hey.
Callahan, did you take a dip in some water? No, that's... Oh, gosh.
Yeah, anyone? Oh, oh, you know it's far. It's hot. Oh god, I'm out of second level spells. Oh.
I see. Did you procure any useful information?
Yeah, I procured. I procured a lot of diseases, a lot of curing, procuring. Oh my god, my goodness! I procured all the diseases, some really nasty ones. Do you want to
Did
hear
you by
about 'em,
chance
or
run into magical syphilis?
no? Thank God for that. Thank
Oh.
Maul for that.
It's canon.
I've never encountered a case before myself, so I was curious as to if it was possible. But
I don't know.
Very well.
I knew a fella once who had magical syphilis, and when they say it's green and eats nuts, it's not pretty.
Demir kind of like just brings his hands down a little bit.
This sounds like an interesting magical creature. A green creature that eats nuts.
Well,
Yes.
anyways, is anything else you found out about?
I found out quite a lot, but it's not anything that I'd like to discuss out in the open.
Emrys kind of holds a hand out towards Callahan, and just a kind of like faint breeze just emanates using prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Out of it.
Yep, that helps.
Much obliged, much obliged. Yeah, did you
Right
guys
then.
find out anything like what happened? Am I at the explosion site, or did I
Oh
meet up
no,
with these
you're
guys
at
halfway
the
through?
gate. The explosion
Yeah,
site was
yeah.
on the southern part of town.
Unfortunately, it was, as we feared, another attack.
Damn.
We were able to ascertain that it was indeed another one of these spells, a glyph of warding. Although this one was arcane fire and source rather than acid. It did quite a number on a building as well as the surrounding area and people, but
Is that
otherwise
easy to
there's
do?
not. Come again?
Is that easy to do? Changing the elements?
Yeah. So the way the spell works, to the best of my knowledge, I do not possess capabilities to cast it quite myself. But especially when it comes to a scroll, it's basically dependent upon when you cast it. You basically select which element that you wish to imbue upon the trap, so to speak, as well as the trigger for it. So it is very easy to, throughout different uses, choose to do different elements. It's a particularly nasty spell, if I do say so myself. So, for instance, if we are not able to stop the source of this and another attack were to happen, say, tomorrow, it could be something as opposed to lightning or ice or poison, all sorts of potentialities.
Yes. How many of the scrolls of this spell did the wizard say that were stolen again? Wasn't it 5 or 6?
I believe there were 6.
There were 7 that were stolen.
7.
There were 7, actually. So we have seen 2 in action. We know 1 was placed on the home of the apprentice itself. So there's at least 4 out there unaccounted for.
That is information in of itself. Knowing your enemy and their capabilities is part of fighting.
Hey,
Yes, and while we do not know for absolute certain, based on our conversations with Arthur, it seems that most likely that these scrolls would have needed the apprentice would have needed these scrolls in order to cast them. That she perhaps did not possess the knowledge or capabilities to do it without them. Hence why she stole them. In that regard, there is some using scrolls beyond one's capability can be a tricky business, but still, we should go ahead and assume that there are 4 more castings of the spell at the most.
Can I take everyone to like a just like a quieter space? Maybe like is there any way that I can like check to see if it's like all right to kind of speak more candidly with him?
I'd say next to the wall, away from the gate, there are several places where not a lot of people gather. Some
Yeah.
alleyways. It's perfectly fine.
Shady back alleys.
Yeah, shady back alley. You're outside of Hightown. There's several shady back alleys.
Brain, yeah, the shadier the better, you know? Get out of the sun. So kind of like just kind of get everyone across. I was like, all right, so I was speaking to the mama of the house that I was curing, and I look at Emerson Demir procuring. The place we got to get to is a place called Silver Tongue. I'm after getting the location of where it is. I'm after finding out who runs it. It's a lady by the name of Ivy. She's the queen of the 7 rocks, apparently. Places her in a very, very high position. If anything else, I'd say she goes well beyond offense. She'd almost be this area's fixer. So any and all information, I'm going to have to put my bets on that she's going to be hearing about it. She'd be the quickest way for us to find out where Sketch might be.
She is a
That
fixer.
sounds like-
Perhaps she's fixing the damage caused by these explosions.
I thought that she'd be fixing the fences that she built. No.
Mm.
Wink? I kind of like looking down and be like, oh no, maybe I'm getting this one wrong.
A queen. She and you say she's a queen. Quite impressive.
She's
Yeah, that's quite interesting. If she's a queen, why is she building her own fences? Demir starts taking notes.
A queen of fences.
she
Oh no, a queen of rocks. You said.
no queen
No, well,
of
the 7 Rocks is the
7
general
rocks.
location and name of the section of the city. I'm at least familiar with that much.
It's not just rocks. It's the 7 rocks.
Yes, though I'm sure that perhaps having a name like that, there's perhaps some underlying meaning to it. She could perhaps be some sort of stone golem in reality.
She could. That isn't
That
out
would
of the
make it
question.
easier to put up fences. She possessed that strength.
Is it wrong
What
that
matters-
I'm imagining? Is
what
it wrong
matters-
that I'm imagining Kyoho in the back, just bashing her head against the wall?
The wisdom.
what we need here to get into Silver Tongue, who may or may not be Ivy, but is also a place. We need a password, all right?
A password, you say?
Yes.
That would
Now-
make sense. Yes.
Procuring something such as that is something that I might specialize in. If we could procure an individual who we are aware attends this this location and knows the password, then I will be able to procure it from them.
Do you know anyone?
No, because this is my first time hearing of this place. But so long as we could stake out the area and simply approach someone who appears to be about to enter or just has left.
That's fair enough. That is one plan. I also have a backup plan if need be. But M's one requires me not to take a 8-hour rest. And
Then
time is kind of the essence.
Time is
so-
of the essence. I
Yes.
think the faster we're able to get things done, the better.
the fewer subsequent attacks we can prevent, the more we shall have succeeded.
Yes.
Agreed, wholeheartedly.
Alrighty. Let's go.
If
And
I may, I would like to discuss something as well before we head out.
Yes.
I'm not used to having to discuss my thoughts with others much, given
I could
given how I'm
read
used
your
to
thoughts
operate.
instead.
That is not necessary. One of the reasons why I wanted to investigate the sound that we heard and help whoever was harmed in it, in addition to helping others, a good idea to do in general is ever since our first interactions with the guards of this place after we infiltrated Sketch's base, the fact that they were so disinterested in learning about what might be in the well has made me not entirely trust them. I do not think that they are insincere in their want to catch Sketch or whoever is causing these attacks, but keeping up good appearances with the public would make it harder for them to try to get rid of us if we come across something that they find unsavory for us to know.
Hmm.
I agree with Yo. There's something real off about that sheriff, especially. Like,
Perhaps.
just the way he acts, talks around us. Like, I understand wanting to keep this between yourselves, or between, the guards and all them, but they seem as clueless as we do, and he's the only one who doesn't seem to give a toss.
Yes. There's something else happening underneath everything that is going on here that I do not think we have gotten enough information to find out about. And I felt like I needed to get that across to everyone before we continued in a quieter place such as this.
I see. Thank you, Kyoho.
So
Shall
that is good. Good point, indeed.
Shall we seek out this silver tongue then?
Let's go.
Quite so.
Callahan, I'm gonna say you were given just basic instructions of how to get there because we kind of forgot that part, but she would have told you. So you don't have to go back to the whorehouse.
I kind of figured that was kind of like implicit.
Yeah.
Where it's like, she was just like, I know where it is. And I was like, yeah, cool. Nice. So whatever. Yeah. What about magic syphilis? Yeah.
yeah. Kind of got distracted by some very serious business.
Actually, on the way, can I buy that toolkit that I don't own? What's it called? Can I buy some thieves' tools?
Thieves' tools?
Thieves' tools.
Just happenstance, I passed by like a little stall. I'm like, oh, look over here.
The usual thieves' tools shop with all the thieves' tools needs for all the thieves.
Yeah, like a tool store.
I mean, well, we're going to the Silver Tongue, which is a fence.
Yes.
So if you're looking for thieves' tools, you can probably buy some in there.
There's probably some wholesale over there. That's probably where they're all like produced.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So if
never mind. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We don't need anything here.
Yeah, and from your criminal background, it might be a good place to buy them if nothing else. So
that's probably where the quality ones are. Yeah.
Yeah. So you head towards where the Silver Tongue was located, according to Mama Dahlia. As you reach the location, you find that it is an alleyway, and the moment you get there, the stench just fills your nostrils almost immediately. It's almost dizzying. This place is used by many people for many things, all of them dark and unclean. However, as you go inside, inside the alleyway, you do see that on the dirty stained walls, one of them contains a medium-sized dark iron door. Callahan, you, with your keen vision, you also detect several symbols around the door and the walls, and your experience in this criminal world tells you that this is likely a form of thieves' cant specific to this area. You don't really know thieves' cant, but you've seen it before. Yeah, you've seen it enough back in Walgate to know what it is.
Can I try and decipher it with what ever sort of criminal
It
background
it
I
is
have?
enough to detect them, but not enough to decipher them. Especially this regional type of thieves' cant.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay. All right.
thieves' cant is meant to be like hard to decipher for the purposes of
Yes.
passing secret information. So
So it's easy for someone in with a criminal background. It's easy to detect, but not really decipher. Yeah, but you
That's
see
totally fine.
several of them, probably telling very different things for people that are around, but you don't know what it's trying to tell. Unless one of you gets comprehend languages, that's where you go.
So I mean, I could stop and do comprehend languages, but I assumed it was because it was kind of code. It wouldn't really.
Comprehend languages, because thieves' cant is encrypted messages. You get like very you get the information very piecemeal. You might get a general sense of what it might be, but it's still more like symbols than words.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was
you do
thinking
get
of.
some impression, but not anything great.
Yeah,
But
I'll
yeah,
hold off for 10 minutes, spending time in case we something more
well,
evident.
in the meantime, you do see the big door, and seems to be the only noteworthy part of this alley.
Now, we could wait to see if someone else approaches to attempt to enter or to attempt to leave. Or we could try the door to see if anyone answers regardless of a password. For if there is someone on the other side of the door, then I may be able to procure the password from them.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't suppose you have any way to sense if anyone's behind that door.
I do.
Would you want to give that a spin?
Emrys kind of like grins, kind of holds a hand up towards like the strange gem on their forehead. I call upon powers from beyond the void, the darkness that claws at the back of the subconscious. Speak to me! And Emrys casts Detect Thoughts.
All right. You start casting detect thoughts, and you start focusing on the door. Then something weird happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the area of the door, you don't feel your magic going through it.
It doesn't go through like things that are kind of 2 inches of metal, so that may just mean the door is more than 2 inches thick.
Possibly.
I could try to see if there's any magical enchantments upon this door or this area.
It would
Though
appear
it might bring some attention to us, since it takes a while for me to cast it.
it would appear that this door can either resist my attempts to probe through it, or there is simply no individuals on the other side.
Well, like I said, if we're not too worried about someone coming in and noticing us or raising questions, I can take some time and try and determine if there's any magical enchantments of sorts on this door.
Is there I can tell if there's anyone within 30 feet of me. Obviously maybe not through this door exactly, but is there anyone else kind of like, does it seem like there's anyone lurking nearby in 30 feet?
You start sensing around you. 30 feet, you only really sense the people with you.
Okay.
How dense this door look?
It looks like a thick boy.
Looks like a thick boy. Okay. Does it look like thick enough that if I were to cast a spell on it, it would do anything?
You can definitely try.
Oh my god, how do I open up spells without...
Click the eye button. There's an eye symbol.
Yeah, I thought there was a way to open that up without it giving me the edit option now.
Uh,
Oh, there is. I just hit the cog wheel.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my bad. I must have just had that on edit. You put in one creature. Never mind. Sorry. That's there's a whole pointless conversation. I thought I might be able to do something, but I can't.
All right. So, what do you wish to do?
As I mentioned before, we could attempt to stake out the area, see if anyone enters or leaves, and I could procure the password from them. But for now, there does not appear to be a way to breach this seemingly reinforced door, even with my powerful mind.
It would make sense that criminals would be cautious enough to make countermeasures for various things.
Man, you say that, but have you ever met a criminal? Oh wait, I've met criminals, and can I? So I was looking at a few of my little feats, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't help but notice that for criminal, I can try and get messages. I'd be able to find like corrupt caravan masters and local messengers. Would it be possible to find like any sort of like information broker?
You're standing at the door of one.
Okay, but one that I can get into.
Not really. Like, I've been giving you a lot of information that others wouldn't know just because you have the criminal background. And because of all of that, that's why you've been getting a lot more information that you probably would have gotten so far.
Perhaps our best option is to, as I mentioned, to stake out the area. Simply wait to see if someone enters or leaves, and I can procure the password from them.
That's fair enough. Do you guys want
Right
to do
then. That sounds like a better idea.
All right. Do you guys want to stake out outside of the alleyway just to keep watch?
Yeah, that's good with me.
All right.
Cool with everyone else?
Want all of you to roll me stealth just to see how inconspicuous you can make yourselves.
Oh boy,
So,
I'm good at that.
Should I be making it with?
Poorly.
You can make it without disadvantage, Callahan.
Thank goodness. I
Just
have
because
proficiency.
It's not sound based.
Yeah, I'm just sitting down. Oh Jesus, lads, here. We're just standing on the side of the road, just with
You literally
well,
are.
it's like,
I'm sorry, it's hard for an Oni to not be.
watch as Demir gets like a natural 20 or something. Hey!
Wow. Wow.
Demir's just looking like some sort of bodyguard that's like hanging out, like eyeing up people, making sure they're okay to pass, and like, sup.
Yeah.
Demir becomes one with the wall.
Somehow
Boy,
you're
nothing,
hiding behind all
nothing.
three of us.
Oh, that's true. Maybe everyone else is just hiding behind Demir's massive form. And
Yeah. Well, Demir is a big Oni. He is intimidating enough that everyone thinks, "Oh no, he's just probably some bruiser from from one of the gangs." Nobody really pays you any mind. Meanwhile, you have Emerus and Kyoho who stand right beside the alleyway, looking into it very obviously, very often. And then,
Emrys very clearly thinks that they're like completely blending in.
of course you do. Of course you do. And you have Callahan, who is standing out perhaps a little bit. Actually, no. Callahan is doing a good job at not standing out, because he's used to it. The problem is, once in a while, someone approaches him and he starts speaking about Maul, and everyone just immediately recognizes that that's weird. Why is someone talking about the god of justice and law in the Seven Rocks?
I just have like a t-shirt that just says praise Maul on it.
Yes.
I have my like book of Maul in one hand. I
You've
have
got a-
MAAL tattooed onto my like left hand's fingers.
You've got one of those drink hats that has Maul on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
you have a bracelet that says WWMD. What would Maul do?
Oh my god, yes.
What? Some mass destruction?
I'm just there, I'm just there. Like I'm everyone. I'm like, I'm not a narc, right?
Yeah.
But what's the password?
And as you're doing that, you notice, because Kyoho and Emerus, you're watching the alleyway intently as the door opens, and from inside you see a group of very burly, very mean-looking men walk out. The door slams shut, and they are walking out of the alleyway in your direction.
Okay. Emrys is gonna kind of like attempt to kind of like inconspicuously go over to Callahan, not very inconspicuously, like
Yes.
it's no girl, and just kind of whispers to Callahan like, since they are exiting, we would have to approach them and perhaps ask about password in order for me to discern the thoughts that come to their mind.
And as you say that, they approach you and turn to you. One of them
Yes,
goes,
hello.
"Is there a problem?"
Not at all.
Can I ask? Did you say there was one or two of them?
Oh, there's a group of them. There's like five of
There's a
them.
group of
Yes.
5 of them, and are they what race? Are they all humans? Do they
All
all kind of
human, and they all look very mean, and they all have weapons on them. Not drawn, but on display.
would their accents suggest that they're from Westreach? Like they're all kind of Telian as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Okay.
One of them, people don't really like others skulking around this place, so...
We simply wish to gain entry. We have fences in need of fencing.
Keep your
Is that
voice
correct?
down, girl. He looks around.
This is really not a situation where you should be letting Emrys deal with it.
That's party face.
If you want
I'm
entry...
just watching, just shocked, being like, "Oh fuck! Shut up!
Oh, by the way, Kyoho, there are two of them are actually looking directly at you.
All right.
Damir is the only one that nobody's looking at. I
am the darkness.
Yes, you are the night. But the guy, he has his hands on his belt, and he is twice the size of Emerus, and he's just, "You want entry? You got a password."
Can I put my hand on Emerus's shoulder and just cast guidance? just pray to them all that everything's okay. Just be
All
like,
right.
fuck.
Yes, a password. That the password. You of course would know the password, would you not? And Emry's. Can I just check something? Emry's asked that, and then Emry's kind of starts making these arcane gestures and mutterings, like kind of trying to be somewhat inconspicuous about it,
Okay.
but can't really hide
You're
it.
gonna roll. You're gonna roll stealth and add the guidance, just to see
Alright.
how obvious you're making it that you're casting a spell.
Okay.
What's the password? What is the password? Huh?
You obviously know
Yeah,
the
what-
password.
Would you be thinking
Guidance
of
is
password right now?
1d4.
1d4. Okay.
Don't think about pink elephants.
Oh my
Ah!
god.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
can have a,
Emry's
you can have
Emry's
a
just
D4.
kind of Emry's is like, and this password, you of course, the dark whispers whisper into my mind. You of course would know the password. Breathe into my ears and speak. You of course would know what this password might be, wouldn't you? Kind of behind the back, making these arcane gestures, like in between
Yeah.
every word, muttering these strange like things.
The guy like frowns, and the first thing you hear, "What the hell is this bitch on about?" But then you hear, of course the password. No, of course I know the password. The fifth hall awaits. And then you go, well, fucking course I know the password. Now say it, or get the hell out of here before we make you.
Of course, the fifth hall awakes.
Why didn't you say so? You should come to the door, you idiot. Come on.
Ah yes, thank you. Simply nervous, of course.
He walks away. Meanwhile, Callahan, you hear that, and something clicks in your mind. The fifth hall. Whenever someone dies, Maul judges them and then sends them to either be reincarnated or to one of the four halls. There's a fifth hall that you've heard people talk to. A hall hidden from Maul, where those that Maul would judge, probably judge unfairly in their minds, like to escape to after death. It's all myths, but the criminals like to think that the fifth hall exists. But that is just something that crosses your mind as you hear that.
Sorry. The fifth hall is the one. Fifth hall is for the people who feel they've been judged unfairly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So he starts leading you as the guy. They immediately relax as you speak the password. Yes.
Since it's just the like detect surface thoughts of detect thoughts, so they don't realize that they've been probed.
Yeah. You're not peering in deeper. But yeah, they start
As
signaling
as
to you.
as they're leading Emrys just kind of looks back to the others, just kind of like gives a nod, like an obvious wink.
Can I,
Samir
can I
just comes out of hiding and just starts like boom, P5 bumming over with his footsteps.
Can I give that like thumbs up with like that face you do where like lift up your lower lip, but it's like it's a good job, like yeah.
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 Yo, you also follow?
Yes.
All right. So you make your way towards the alley, and they stand by the entrance and allow you to enter. And the guy that has been talking to you, he says, "Turn right, go straight ahead." But you do see there is a corridor leading forward, and another corridor leading to the right, which is the way he's pointing.
Emrys leads the way to the right.
Okay, so you start heading towards the right. and after a while, you find another door that leads to a set of stairs leading down. Down, but this isn't a big building, and so it's leading to a cellar, it seems. And as you get there, you get to the bottom. You see there is a counter. There are drinks behind the counter. There are two big tables with 4 chairs around one of them and 2 large benches in the other. You also see a door, and you see that one of the tables is empty. The other one, the group that accompanied you, is currently returning to their seats and their drink. Seems like they were called from their drinking. And behind the counter, you see a jolly, big-bellied older gentleman who turns to you and nod. What are you drinking?
Just water, thank you.
It looks terribly confused. And okay.
I'll have some water as well on the rocks, if you wouldn't mind, good sir.
I'll have a beverage. I'll have some wine if you have any.
We probably got some around here. Let me check. And he starts checking like some barrels. Hey, you, pretty lady, red lady, you're big.
Give me whatever your finest is.
Right. Let me check. And he goes to the same barrel that he was checking for Damir.
Can I lean over to Emerus and just be like, fuck, selling deer must be pretty good business.
Sorry, pardon? I didn't catch that.
Selling deer must be pretty good business. On account of all the money that was raking in.
It took me like way too
I was
long
like,
to understand.
I think that was 2 sessions ago now.
Yeah, it was. That was the cliffhanger of the session.
My brain couldn't process what you were saying. I thought you were saying cylinder in like a really weird way. And I was like, what?
Yeah, you know it, man. You know it.
All right. So a mug of wine is poured, and then a mug of wine is also poured for the two Oni. So both of you get the wine. It's the best stuff we got.
How good is it?
You taste it. It would be good if it didn't have copious amounts of water mixed in.
So it's not.
So it's not.
That's
That's where I'm trying to get. Yes. It would have been good. It's just flavored water at this point.
Perhaps it would be better if it were dry.
Yeah. Want to take it up with the boss?
I'll think about it.
Do I see anyone selling any thieves' tools?
Do you
There's a
want?
guy in the corner just like, thieves' tools, get your thieves' tools.
Hey there, lad.
Well,
You want
rope
some-
Buy
bombs,
2,
it's
get
yours,
1
my
free.
friend, as long as you have enough rupees.
You don't see anyone selling any thieves' tools out in the open. You can ask the bartender if you want.
Oh, is there anyone who doesn't seem like a douchebag? I can ask.
You're in a den of thieves and criminals. Everyone looks like a douchebag.
There can be nice thieves and criminals.
No,
like
there's
some charming individuals.
There's the 5 guys that were with you that went to
pass.
get you,
They're the worst.
and then there's this guy.
Oh, absolute wasters. I'm to a bartender and just asked, was like, do you know anyone who's selling any premium tools for certain deeds of questionable natures that they'd be willing to discuss with their gods here in 2/4 later this evening?
Tools of the trade, huh? I can get you
Yeah.
some. What are you looking for? Picking some locks, maybe?
Locks. I wouldn't mind a few things for a little bit disguises, contour sort of job, foundation, if you will. All
Well,
around, I'm just looking for quality gear, the type that you wouldn't be able to find elsewhere. From what I can tell, the Queen of the Seven Rocks only deals in the finest.
it leans in, looks at you. Right. So, you got two options to pick from. You got the standard gear, pretty good, does the job. Then you got the premium gear. You know what I mean. And he gives you a wink.
I give him wink too, but I have no idea what he means.
He just nods as if you get it. You get it.
If you keep winking, it's gonna fall off.
Look, I'm looking for the best. I'm not going to settle for less. I'm willing to pay a fair amount of money provided you're able to provide me with the appropriate goods. Is that all right?
Well, we got some premium goods. Gonna cost you a pretty penny though.
Can I make like an insight check or something to see if this guy's going to rip me off? I'd like to know now.
All right. Roll an insight check.
Or if there's a different check. I always presume insight's just trying to
Yeah,
tell.
it's insight. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Can you guidance yourself?
Can I guidance myself?
You can, because I think it
I
is
mean,
you touch
Give
a
a quick
willing
try,
creature.
I'm always willing. I'll take this insight check, but I'll for future reference. Can I insight? Can I just guidance
You
myself?
can guidance yourself if you tell me
So
before you do,
wise.
and it makes
Yeah,
sense that you're doing it.
Just fucking
All right.
doing the little Hail Marys.
You're looking at the guy's face, and you get the impression that he seems on the up and up. Seems like he's just selling stuff. Seems
All
fair.
right. Yeah, all right. I'm willing to see what he's got.
All right. Yeah, he looks under the counter and then picks up a bundle, and when he opens the bundle, you do see there's this leather pouch with several thin tools that he presents to you, and these are good tools. They seem to be well made. Then he picks up another pouch. He puts it before you, but a bit closer to him than to you. And when he opens it, this pouch has similar tools. However, each of them is inscribed with something. Each of the small tools. Right, so got the standard stuff. This will bring you for, I like your face. So let's make it 30 gold for the whole pouch.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, magically enhanced, is the real premium stuff. This will cost you a bit more. He looks at you. 200 gold.
200 gold. Well, can't say I can afford that. Gonna be honest with you, man.
Nothing wrong with that. And he immediately packs up the premium thieves' tools and just puts them away.
I
Nothing wrong
respect
with
you
that.
for not being judgmental. I really, honestly, that goes a long way with me.
Look, I can't afford this. I can't afford these. And he points at the decent ones.
I mean, look, we're both broke guys. We gotta work with what we got, and I don't got enough.
But I'm gonna get 30 gold. That's what I'm gonna get. Now, if you want
I'm
it,
happy enough with that. Yeah. Look, how about this? Would you be willing to keep that aside for me for, we'll say, a week? We'll see if I don't have the money by then. Fucking whatever. But just in case I come across it, you willing enough to keep it aside for myself?
Yeah, sure.
One broke guy to another. Yo, I appreciate that, man. I'll still buy these. And if I come up with an extra 200, I guess I'll knock on that big door that I went through. And I'll go down
Alright.
these same stairs.
All right, and he holds up his hand for the 30 gold.
Yes, sir.
All
Okay.
right. So
I'm
now-
very broke, guys. It's not looking good for me.
I'm gonna be
Demir is
honest.
Demir's watching when Callahan is turning over the gold and is just mentally counting how much gold he hands over.
Yeah, and there's you also. I'm gonna say Kyoho and Emeris, who are not. Well, the mirror is looking at the gold, and both of you are just not involved in this conversation. You do look as all of them. The moment Callahan takes out his money, all of them on the other table turn their heads slightly and just give glances towards the money. But yeah, you have thieves' tools, Callahan.
Presumably, I said all that like loud enough, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So everyone knows I bought thieves' tools, just to make sure that there's no like question.
Nobody questions it. No.
I don't know, just in case anyone wants to. I don't know, just they're curious.
I'm gonna be honest, right? When he said the premium stuff, I literally thought he was gonna present the thieves' tools and then present the exact same thieves' tools, claiming it was the premium stuff.
The Silver Tongue has a reputation to uphold. Come on.
True.
Right. So, with that bought, what else do you wish to do?
I'm pretty happy.
Seeing that Callahan seems to have purchased something from this bartender, Emery's kind of approaches the bar, just like, we have come seeking to trade in information. Would that be something that you could assist us with?
Of course, if you're looking for information, you got no better place. Ivy knows all.
Excellent. Then we are seeking information regarding.
And he immediately raises his finger. You talk to Ivy if you want information. Not around here, and he looks towards the other guys.
Of course. Then where can we find Ivy?
If you want an audience with Ivy, you gotta pay.
Of course, how much?
75 gold. For the
look it over now.
pleasure of talking to her.
Can I look at him and be like, any discounts for two broke boys?
No.
Really? Oh my God. Thought we were tight. All right. See how it is.
Let me discuss this with my partners.
Of course, take
Emma's
your
kind of-
time. Enjoy your water.
I will, thank you. Not like understanding that they're being made fun of there. Emrich just kind of returns to the others. We may get an audience with Ivy for 75 gold. I am capable of paying for part of this, though I do not have enough loan to pay for the entire cost.
I could chip in as well, but maybe not as much as I would have been able to. Those tools I got were mainly to assist in the backwards entering of buildings, like we were trying to do with Dina's.
I see. How curious. Something
Yeah.
like the crowbar you used.
Mm-hmm.
That's a powerful instrument.
Almost exactly like Mr. Crowbar, yeah. Although I am now trying to save up for something a little bit more refined and magical. Hopefully to assist in affairs.
Yes,
Yes,
powerful
I
magical
sh-
items certainly suit you, Callahan.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
Yes, I too was trying to save up my gold for the acquisition of a certain item to help me with my spells, but in this case, if this is to help us with our quest and preventing these terrorist attacks, I suppose there's no reason to be greedy with one's own gold. So I'm willing to help pay.
I could attempt to kindly convince the bartender to lower the price somewhat, though obviously I cannot guarantee this. Not magically, of course, simply with my
Silver tongue, so to speak.
exactly.
I raise my hand for like a crisp high five for Tamir.
Tamir gives a high five back and just through
Yeah.
pure like size and strength, like knocks Callahan like off balance a little bit.
Yeah.
Alright, to say.
All right. So, Emrys, what are you trying to do?
All right. Well, first, so Emrys has 50 gold, 52 actually. We need 75. So does among all of us, do we have enough to start?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Emrys is gonna, presumably with the others, since we're intending to pay.
How much money does everybody else have? I'm asking.
44. 44.
44. And how much do you have after buying the thieves' tools?
Oh, I have 49.
I have
That's
18.
You have 18.
I bought a longbow, a quiver, arrows, brewer supplies, and cook supplies. That's why I did hunting as my downtime.
Yeah.
Because I spent most of my money.
They're expensive. God damn. Sorry to hear.
Yeah.
You should have taken up priest work like me.
Expensive.
Is it? I didn't realize that. Sorry.
Took up priest.
We have enough. money.
Kyoho made like twice the amount of money you did by hunting.
Yeah, but I'm closer to reincarnation than anyone.
Is like mall
game
worship
here.
like a point system? Is it like if you convert enough people, then you get to go to platinum level? And
Yeah, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. Yeah.
That sounds like
just a
multi-level
pyramid
marketing.
Yeah, if you make your way high enough, you're gonna come back. It's cool.
It's a multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Even if we get TPK'd, Callahan's coming back. We're good guys.
Yes. You're always going to play Callahan.
Yeah, there's no stop to this man. He cannot die. He has converted too many boys and gals. We are curing
And
everything.
Frankie.
And Frankie, yo, I've seen Frankie at church.
All right. So,
We all
anyway,
have money. That's great.
Emrys.
Yeah, so Emrys returns to the bar. We would like an audience with Ivy. However, I do wonder whether this price of the audience could be lowered somewhat, for the information that we seek regards something that would be doing quite a service to this establishment should we succeed. And Emrys just kind of like raises an eyebrow towards the guy at the bar, and utilizing telepathic speech, telepathically speaks to him to say, "You have heard of the incidents that have occurred, have you not?"
Holy
And-
shit! What the hell are you? What the hell are you doing? What the hell? And you're just freaking out, and you just see the other guys all stand up immediately, like,
Please.
what's going on?
Please remain calm. I mean no harm.
This thing is stuck into my mind.
Can I immediately dart and stand right behind Emrys and just be like as imposing as I can without saying anything?
Of course.
Like proper just shadowed out, like lightning blasting in the background, or like
Okay.
Please. While I know my abilities are quite impressive, I simply saw that there were some things that did not need to be spoken out loud.
Fucking hell! That was fuck. And he's just freaking out, just having the biggest freak out of his life, while the other guys start walking towards him. Oh, guess we're gonna have a problem, huh?
No problem here, I assure you.
Like he leans against the counter. Do that again.
Speaking into his mind again, like this.
Holy shit! What the heck? Ivy! And he like, just goes around and starts rushing through the up the stairs the way you came, and he just Ivy!
Yeah, I assumed Ivy was down the other path.
What are you guys doing? Is
That
the
was
other
a-
guys seem as confused as you are?
Demir's going to
I
Demir's
won.
going to try and whisper to Imris, I thought you weren't going to use magic.
I do not remember agreeing to that. In fact, that is why we're here in the first place. Besides, he seemed quite impressed by my abilities. In fact, he seems to be.
Oh, aren't we all?
He seems, indeed, he seems to be bringing Ivy to us right this very moment.
You
So
see
I
the
would
other
call this a
guys
success.
start to draw their weapons, not fully, just getting ready to attack because they're kind of on edge now.
Did you just say he's bringing Ivy right now? The bartender is bringing his manager down. I really hate to tell you this, Em, but that isn't always a good sign.
No,
Well,
no, I'm sure it is. This is exactly what we needed.
Oh God, do you want to just stand behind me for just 2 quick secs? We'll see if I can. I'll work the old Callahan charm. And I
Okay.
kind of like shuffle
Okay.
awkwardly,
The door
push
opens.
back my greasy hair.
Okay. A moment, and then the door opens, and rather than seeing the bartender or a woman, you see the biggest oni most of you have seen in your life. Except for Kyoho, you've seen the big ones, and
Yeah.
Actually, Damir, you've seen the big ones. But this guy is bigger than Damir. He has to lean down just to go under the door, to go in, through the door. You just see this muscle-bound, massive Oni with a pipe in his mouth, big beard, red skin, 2 small horns on his head, and he just looks down the stairs. You points towards Amaris.
Yes.
Come here.
What did he say? Sorry.
Come here.
Emery steps forward.
You start heading up the stairs.
Yeah. Emery is gonna just kind of look towards Callahan and use the telepathic link again. Just speaks into Callahan's mind. I will inform you if anything unfortunate happens.
Can I quickly cast guidance on Armors before they leave?
You can. You do know that guidance only lasts for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, a lot can happen in a minute.
Sure. You
It
can
could be
cast
a very
guidance.
short flight of stairs. I don't
And
know.
you start heading up the stairs, and you hear him. Ivy wants to talk to you.
Of course.
Then he looks over, sees Kyoho, and goes, "You too. Come on."
Callahan hears, with Kyoho by my side, I'm sure I'll be fine.
Can I respond to anything done through the...
You can, yeah.
Oh, can I? Okay, I'm like...
You
I
can
was like-
telepathically speak back.
I'll just telepathically speak back. Or telepathically reply, rather. If anything bad happens, or you think anything's going south, tell me immediately. And I'll come rushing up.
Of course, though I'm sure with my abilities that everything will go quite smoothly.
Kind of just give them the nod, you know, the raising your head sort of nod thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you give that telepathically or physically?
Yeah, telepathically, the telepathic nod, you know? You're like, yeah.
Tamir, by the way, is just like watching, is just like kind of looking around, just like, what the heck is going on?
There's
I'm
a lot of
drinking
heavy
more of
eye
my
contact
wine.
going on.
Kyoho,
Not gonna get drunk off.
do you go up the stairs as well?
Sure,
All right.
but I'm taking my drink with me.
Of course, it's your drink. You start heading up the stairs, both of you, and he steps to the side. And as you pass, Kyoho, you notice his eyes are heavily focused on you the whole time.
I'm used to it.
Then he closes the door, and as you're heading, he points towards the other hallway. As you're heading there, he speaks in Oni towards you, Kyoho. What's cool?
I've got some idea. I had an idea for what I wanted my sword school to be named, but I hadn't actually told you yet. That's right.
Now you can.
Now I can. Yes.
The suspense.
The music is killing me.
Want me to change it?
I'm honest to God, I'm at the edge of my seat here. I don't know what's going to happen.
I forgot about the music. I had it turned off.
Oh, it is
Oh, yeah.
in fucking tense.
Hang on,
Yeah.
give me a
I don't have any music coming on for me.
Yeah, so
It's
what's
weird.
cool?
She's gonna turn and stare back directly into his eyes. The eyes of the gods.
Then he starts with the smile, and then it starts to fade, and then he gives you a nod. Flowing waterfall.
She'll give him a nod.
He gives you a nod back. Emrys, they've been talking Oni this whole time.
Emrys is just kind of like, walking along, like, just watching the two on E, kind of.
All right.
Like,
As you enter through another door, that he pointed as well, he does turn Kyoho. We'll talk sometime later.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. Either way, you continue and you head into the room. You start heading down another flight of stairs. As you reach the bottom, you see a rather sizable table in a rather large room. You see there are two other tables, one to the right and one further back to the left, which contains three rather brutish thugs. You see on the table to the right there is another single thug that seems to be counting something. Seems to be counting coins, actually. Then on the big table, you notice first a woman, normal-looking woman. She has a white shirt on that is mostly open, just to see most of her cleavage. She is leaning back with her boots on top of the table, and she has this deep green short hair and these green eyes that focus on you entirely. Behind her, leaning against the wall, you see another woman dressed in black. However, you notice that her face is painted white with several black markings that almost like the Pierrot clown's design. And she has these two long horn accessories on her head. Then you do see the big Oni walk over to the table and sit down next to the green-haired woman. And she looks at you both and goes, "Welcome to the Silver Tongue. You gave my bartender quite a fright."
I must apologize. My abilities.
And she just points at her head. "Try it."
This time telepathically. I must apologize. My abilities may have that effect on people.
"Well, Grim," she turns to the woman behind her. "Looks like we found another one like you. Isn't that grand?" The woman behind her just gives Emerus a smile. Doesn't say anything. And then she looks back at you and goes, "My apologies. It's not always that you find someone with those abilities, and I was curious." Then he looks towards Kyoho. "Takashi, why is that one here?" And he goes, "I ordered to talk to her." You see Ivy roll her eyes like the most obvious roll of the eyes. "Fine. Now, I hear you wanted to talk to me, and I grant you an audience with the Queen of the Seven Rocks. You may feel blessed."
Thank you kindly. It is an honor.
"Hmm,
You may call me Emrys.
sure." Looks at Kyoho. "That one?"
And Kyoho.
"Hello." She gives Kyoho a wink.
Just to
Kyoho
like
gives a
just
nod.
to check. So are there open chairs at this table, or are we just being left to stand?
"Oh no, you're being left to stand."
Okay. I wasn't quite sure which.
Power move.
I'm gonna take a sip of my drink.
Yeah, another power move. Now, my time is limited, and since you are here on, well, free of charge, you better use my time wisely.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Now, we have come wishing to discuss or wishing to procure information regarding, well, put bluntly, regarding Sketch. I'm sure you're aware of the unfortunate attacks that have been occurring recently, and we believe that Sketch may be behind it, and we wish to address it.
Mm-hmm. Meaning you're looking to take Sketch's head.
Yes.
Look, I'm not a fan of him. Some would say we're rivals once upon a time. But I have to admit, this might be a bit of a conflict of interest.
I understand that given your professions, you may have had some sort of relations together, any sort of contacts, but the Sketch now may not be quite the individual you once knew.
Oh, I know.
Are you aware?
I
You're
know.
aware?
I know. Listen, I'm sorry, what are you? I find it hard to tell.
Pardon?
Am I talking to a boy or a girl?
I'll leave that to your imagination.
Oh, well. She looks back at Grim and goes, "You people are weird." Anyway, I want to state and preface this. Sketch came to me looking for a safe haven. When I say conflict of interest, I mean that if I were to tell you where Sketch is, it would be me going back on a word that I gave him. You paid quite well, you see, and I keep my business deals.
I see. That is unfortunate.
Not
But
to say that I don't that I will judge or that I am against you wanting to kill that rat. I myself would have, let's put it simply, would have killed him myself if he didn't bring a whole lot of money. But, well, I don't think we can make much of a deal. At least, not as things stand.
at least regarding Sketch, I see.
Hmm.
You know where Sketch is?
Of course.
Is he the one behind those attacks?
I'm considering Sketch, and trust me, I've met Sketch some 15 years ago. So, yes, I do believe he is.
Thank you. That at least confirms our suspicions. Perhaps then another question. You may not be able to tell us where Sketch is. Are you aware of the location of what was the name of the the alchemist apprentice again? I forgot. Sorry.
Dina.
Dina. Are you aware of the location of Dina, or is she another individual you are protecting?
Ah, well, Sketch's little pet wizard. Yes. Sketch has her right now.
I see.
She pauses for a moment and looks at you intently and then goes, You were the ones that had raided Sketch's hideout, aren't you?
That is correct. Your information gathering skills are certainly quite impressive.
Yes, a little one and an Oni. I'm willing to bet there's a bigger Oni and some Maal worshipper involved.
You are correct.
Quite skilled, aren't you?
I would like to believe that we are, yes. You have seen merely a sliver of my own abilities.
I'm more interested in that one's abilities, though. She looks at Kyoho. Not a fan of magic. I leave that up to Grim. She handles that. But I'm a fan of the way the Oni use their swords.
Yes, I have seen some of Kyoho's handiwork myself, and it is certainly impressive.
She looks back at you and looks back at Kyoho. Alright, let's put it this way. I promised to give Sketch a safe house. A place to stay for a few weeks. Now, it would be against my code to, God forbid, tell you where the safe house would be. The safe house would be because, you know, the business wouldn't survive if people learned that I go back on it. However, if you stumbled upon the location by yourself, on accident, of course, and you stumbled upon Sketch, and you stumbled upon, well, make him stumble upon a few knife wounds, I dare say it wouldn't be my fault now, would it?
Well, of course not. We have been investigating this. Although we may not procure this information from you, we are sure to eventually find Sketch's tail and take hold of it. And of course, that would be unrelated to yourself.
I believe I understand what is behind your words. Sketch paid you, and therefore you took the money, as is business. But, as you've said, you are not too fond of him. So
Nobody is too fond of Sketch, trust me.
you're willing to try to negotiate some loophole in order to help us get rid of a nuisance, whilst keep your reputation, and the money that you had gained.
Are all
From taking
Oni this
sketches.
blunt? And she looks at the other Oni, and he just gives a small shrug.
In my experience, yes.
Well, either way, I might give you the area where Sketch might be hidden.
We could perhaps ask, although you are protecting Sketch's location, there is other information that we could ask of you that may or may not be related to Sketch, such as the known hideouts of his pet, as you call it, or the where the scrolls that have been taken and used for these attacks have been taken. Questions such as, or even things such as information regarding tracks and anything Sketch might leave behind, anything that we could use in order to discern his location. Of course, doing this would not invoke this contract, for you're not giving us his location, you're simply giving us information regarding Sketch.
Well, if you want to find Dina, you'll find it as difficult as finding Sketch. And she gives you a wink.
I see.
They're in the same location.
Yes.
Are you saying that out loud, Kyogo?
I'm saying that out loud in character.
Yeah,
They're in the same location, so
she
giving us
Dina's
Dina's location would be too close to giving us Sketch's location, so we cannot get that information, as it would not be a sufficient enough loophole.
Takeshi, why the hell did you bring that one? You go, she's hot. I find her even hotter. Gives you a nod. Alright. Seeing as we have someone that likes to dance with their words, and someone that likes to be as blunt as a bull with theirs, how about we make a little arrangement? That rat has something I want.
Yes.
You bring me that something I want. Well, promise to bring me that something I want. And in exchange, I might tell you where Dina might be located.
That sounds like a very amicable arrangement.
It does, doesn't it?
What is it that you want us to bring you?
The scrolls that Sketch has.
I believe that is something that we could provide.
Good. Bring me whatever scrolls he has left. For my calculations, probably still has 4 of them left. Bring me whatever you can get, all of them. And in exchange, you can do whatever the hell you want with Sketch. I really don't care if you cook him over a blazing fire and eat him, or just dump him in the ocean.
Maybe we'll dump him in the well with whatever is living in there.
Oh, that would be fitting, wouldn't it? A rat in the
Seemed to
sewer.
work for a couple of his men.
Well, Sketch is a problem in that department. Either way, do we have a deal?
I believe so.
Good. Grim, get their blood. Grim leans from the wall and starts heading towards you. And you see her take out a small disc and a needle, and then just presents the disc and looks towards Amaris. And you hear in your mind, Amaris, Give me your finger.
Emery holds out their finger.
And there's a small prick and a drop of blood that falls into the disc. She puts something over the disc and then walks over towards Kyoho and says the same thing with her mind.
I'm going to grab one of my arrows out of my quiver, prick my own finger with it to give the blood.
She cocks her head, but then still holds up the disc. The blood drops, and she closes it into a little box, and then walks back. And Ivy looks at her, then looks at you. A little bit of assurance that you keep your end of the bargain. You understand?
Of course, some form of blood-sealed contract, I see. Very
Yes.
thorough.
Anyway, word is that Dina has been wandering around, well, close to her old master's home up in Hightown. All you have to do is look for the signs.
I see.
Interesting.
Now,
Very-
off you go. Bring me those scrolls.
Certainly. Thank you very much.
And you start heading out, I assume.
Yeah,
we'll
Emery's
give a
just
nod
kind of
before
gives-
heading out, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Emery just kind of gives a nod. Turns around, kind of looks at the telepathic woman for a moment, kind of curiously, and then continues.
Mm-hmm. They don't. You just see Ivy give a small wave, and the whole time the Oni is just focused on Kyoho, just heavily focused on her. But then you leave and you return to the bar where this whole time Callahan and Damir have been.
Yes, Callahan, do you have any foes?
Go fish.
Then you see one of the other thugs like, "You got any sixes?"
Shit. Natural 20, I go fucking fish.
Once Samir draws his card, he immediately lays down 4 forward.
Exodia. Just fucking
Read them wheel. All 6 aces.
What? Yeah, but Kyoho and Emrys, you walk in on Damir, Callahan, and all of the other 5 thugs sitting around a table playing Scope Fish.
Ah, good. You didn't get into a fight while we were gone.
Callahan just screeches in anger as he draws his card. just one long and loud ree, and that's all it is. Just a
Scream to the god Mao.
All right.
I just slam my fist on the table and like, I forgot to cast guidance on myself.
All right.
Forgot to cheat at cards with magic.
That was what God would want.
God wants me to win.
All right,
Damn it,
but
Mao,
yeah.
why didn't you tell me which cards to get?
But yeah, you, Damir and Callahan, you do see the other 2 returning unaccosted and well, not a wound on them at least.
Yes,
Does
go
everyone-
back.
Does everyone else turn to look at Emrys and Kyoho?
Oh no, they're focused on the card like, oh, you
Yeah.
got any 5s, Daniel? And it's like, fuck you!
All right, I'm looking at all of them. I'm like, I turn to Emrys and I just think to myself, it's good to see that you're safe, regardless of whether or not there's a telepathic link there.
Emery's just kind of like smiles, like completely unaware that Callahan's attempting to
Yeah,
contact them because
Just sharing
thing
that
is
sweet.
long worn off.
Yeah,
I'm going to set my probably now empty mug on the countertop.
Oh yeah, it's been empty since like halfway through the talk with Ivy.
No, you've just been sipping from it, just like make it look like less awkward.
Very respectable. Very respectable.
All right, so
Yeah,
Um,
what do you
just
guys do?
reconnected to the Twitch chat.
We have returned with information that may be useful.
do you want to talk about it here, or should we bounce? I give Emrys and Kyoho like the nod.
Demir
It would
nods
best be
along
discussed
as if he
elsewhere,
knows what's
yes.
going on.
I
We
nodded
could-
to Demir, but I also like peer at him in like, you fucker.
Aren't you glad that you didn't gamble after all, Callahan?
Yo, look, if I don't know what's going on. Look, boys, it was great playing with. We gotta run. I turned to the barkeep. Yo,
Oh, he's not
keep
there.
their drinks.
He hasn't returned the whole time. He's probably still freaking out in the corner in the back room.
Has he left his the premium thieves tools there? Has he?
He's left the bar unattended.
Callahan, we will be taking our leave now.
Can I point at my brain for like a second to Emrys for like TP link?
Callahan hears in his mind. Do you wish to speak privately, Callahan?
Yo, steal those thieves tools, Loki. Let's go. Just guidance fucking Emrys before I shuffle away. I'm just gonna make dues with my god right now.
All right, Emrys, what are you doing?
Callahan hears in his mind. Callahan, I have made a deal with Ivy in order to.
I'm shuffling away. I'm just fucking off. I'm just
Yeah,
clink, 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 clink.
he's
Oh,
gone.
no,
Yeah,
Callahan,
that's great. That's
wait.
great. That's great. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Wait,
go.
wait a second.
Come on.
Demir starts trotting after Callahan, and
Emrys-
Callahan, I
Emrys-
forgot to ask you one more question. Do you have any twos?
Emrys just leaves with the others as an attempt to take
Alright.
the tools.
Just gonna burn all my
I will
cards that
follow.
evening.
All right, everyone heads out into the alley. The door.
I'm proficient in gaming cards.
Well, apparently
God
not as
damn
easy as
it.
you thought it were.
Natural 20.
Yeah. So you leave, and the door closes behind you as another thug is behind, and you are out in the Seven Rocks, out in the open. Out in the open? No, you're in an alleyway.
Now, perhaps we could return somewhere where we can speak more privately.
Mm. Mm.
Such as the inn, or simply an alleyway?
A more secluded alleyway.
Yeah, yes, an alleyway that is not an entrance to a secret den.
Right. So
Good work.
you start heading around, trying to find an alleyway that isn't. Let's be honest. You're in the Seven Rocks. Everyone's just looking at you, but nobody's actually approaching you. It's more of that everyone has their eyes on your purses and how much gold and how big your weapons are, just to see if it's worth doing anything. But Big Oni usually not the best thing to fight. So nobody really accosts you or anything. You start heading more towards the edge of the Seven Rocks just to make sure, and then you find an alleyway for you to converse.
What kind of time is it by now, by the way?
It would be Around 1 o'clock, more or less.
All right, so just like midday.
Yeah, midday.
Now then, I have procured some information that may be of note. I believe that Kyoho may have an admirer.
I beg your pardon.
Indeed.
Was this something that this fencing lady told to you?
Oh no,
Was this the information you acquired?
No, I simply gathered it using my astute observation skills. However, I've also acquired some important information from Ivy. Now, Ivy was unable to give the location of Sketch because she has an arrangement with Sketch to keep him protected. However, we have made another arrangement with Ivy in order to discern the location of Dina, who is under the care of Sketch.
Yes, I believe this is what's referred to as a loophole.
Indeed. Something that Kyoho very astutely suggested. In any case, Dina has been sighted near to her old master's home, near to Arthur's home, which is curious, to say the least.
Go on.
We may wish to investigate the area around his home, perhaps during the night, or perhaps even attempt to infiltrate his home itself. He may give us entry more freely, knowing us, though attempting to subdue him forcefully could prove difficult.
Are you suggesting that Arthur is in how would you put it, cahoots with his apprentice?
I'm unsure. Although Dina has been sighted close to Arthur's home, that does not prove that he is involved. He seemed to have quite an adverse relationship. So it
could be possible that she is attempting to acquire more scrolls or other artifacts for
Indeed.
more nefarious plots.
Indeed, that is why I suggested perhaps simply attempt to.
You guys
It's
mentioned
also
that,
a bit of a large place, so that might have been a hint to narrow down our search a bit.
you all mentioned that Arthur was he's a piece of work. Do you reckon she might be coming back to
Yes, she may be looking to use the scrolls in order to, well,
exact revenge.
Now, I'll be honest with you, I was thinking about something else while you guys were talking. What was the what was her kind of hint as to where Sketch and Dina were?
Sketch and Dina are together, and Dina has been sighted by Arthur's home. So
in the
wherever they
vicinity
are,
of.
exactly wherever they are,
in
they are either nearby, or we can find Dina by monitoring the area around Arthur's home and subsequently following her to the hideout.
Do you think any of you guys could send a message to him to keep an eye out to let him know that she's surrounding the area?
I could certainly inform Arthur.
I think if you do that, you might be better off.
Perhaps, though, contacting Arthur, I mentioned this to you, Callahan, but Kyoho and I made a deal with Ivy in order to gain this information.
Yeah.
In exchange for this information, Ivy wishes to be given the scrolls herself. And obviously, these scrolls are dangerous. However,
as long as you didn't make any deals involving blood, I wouldn't be too worried.
Of course not.
Of course not. Yeah. I mean, who would? I mean, that'd be stupid. That'd be the dumbest thing anyone's ever done to me. Am I right? Like, am I right or am I right?
Yes, there's quite a long history of various arcane practices, specifically with the more occultish purposes of where you use blood for rituals. It tends to have very adverse consequences. For instance, there was this one case back from my studies I
Yes,
remember
indeed.
when I was just a wee apprentice that detailed in quite deep specifics that when one uses these certain instruments with regarding to retrieving of the blood for this purposes, that it is actually able to create a bond of some sort to prevent the person from going back on their ward, and if should
That's
they
true.
actually do so, it mentally informs the person to perform such a
Everyone
ritual in
knows.
order to possess this stuff. It just
Common
keeps going
knowledge.
on.
Yeah. We all know. I mean, it's true. I mean, like, there you are.
Indeed, of course. Of course.
What? You look like you're sweating a little there, Em. Are you
No,
okay?
no. Everything is completely fine.
Are you sure? I put a hand up to their forehead, like just to see if they're like burning up with a fever.
A bit warm. Might be just the sun. Might be just
Regardless,
Did you drink all your water?
yes, I drank all of my water. Regardless, this deal. Since I have promised the scrolls to Ivy, that means that it would be most wise to provide them to Ivy. Although Arthur is a powerful mage, he is a law-abiding one. And given the option to return the scrolls either to an individual who, while powerful, is respectable in some way, and returning it to an individual who may or may not have bound me into a contract by blood, but certainly did not. Simply, something she could have done if she wanted.
Well, if she didn't, then that's a good sign, right? That means that
Yes.
she's at least somewhat reputable and not
Yes.
necessarily someone to worry
Yeah.
about.
Only, like, trust me on this. I'm not saying that I have any contacts with any criminal backgrounds, but anyone who deals in blood, bad news. So I'm glad to hear that this is not the case. And I turn to Damir. I'm like, Em is always straight with me. Always tells me what's what. Like, it's all good. I just pat Em on the back, little head rub. You know how it is. Em's a good kid. No blood magic here.
Emery's just kind of awkward smiling. Yes.
Look, if you say give the scrolls to to this Ivy chick, I mean, let's go for it.
Yes, indeed. So, and the reason I bring this up, though, is that since Arthur wishes to have the scrolls himself, if he were to learn that we were intending to give them to someone else, he may not be pleased. So, wanting him in advance might alert him that something might be strange.
We definitely could try and set up some just general monitoring of the surrounding area and the situation. For instance, I could possess using my various spells, set up sort of arcane alarms around the areas if we expect that Dina might return to the general location, and potentially alert myself if such a thing were to happen. In which case we could, like you said, even if we're unable to find paths of where she's been previously and trace her back to her hideout, we could, in this event, be able to just actually find her herself and do our best to track her, or perhaps capture and interrogate her.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fair. I'm good with that. Kyoho, you good with that?
That does sound like a good solution to the bit of an issue that has arisen.
Cool. I mean, like,
Well,
I'm pretty happy with all this.
None of us made any deals using blood, so there is no issue, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
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 Glad
now then,
I'm glad we're all in agreement on this.
The question is then, should we begin this investigation of the area surrounding Arthur's abode immediately? Time is of the essence. The sooner that we can find Dina, the sooner we find Sketch, and the sooner we stop these attacks.
Well, I know that both you and Callahan have been using quite a bit of your spells in order for so far today, but I'm as fine as far as I'm concerned, and I know Kyoho doesn't partake in the arcane magic, so I personally am more of the mindset of trying to get this resolved as quickly as possible, though, and who knows, perhaps if we're, like I said, if we are unable to locate signs and a place to go right away, and we're simply playing a waiting game, we might even be able to get some rest in anyways while doing a stakeout, so to speak.
Indeed.
Indeed. Out of curiosity for everyone,
Mhm.
I don't suppose anyone has heard of a way to get 200 gold pieces real quick, no?
If I was able to acquire even 100 gold pieces, well, let's just say our
You'd let me
dear
know.
mental compatriot here wouldn't have had to spend so much money trying to determine the value of that dagger.
What?
I am trying to. I am saving money for Pearl for my purposes of magical item identification. So even if I had 200 gold, I would first at least spend some of that on my Pearl, and then would then be inclined to arrange a loan of some sort.
Yeah. Me too. Gross. Callahan just glazes over. His face is just done.
Like everyone talking to Damir. Anyway, you
All right, I think we're heading to the to Arthur's place.
yes,
Around there.
you're heading towards Hightown. Yes. So you guys go through the Sun Road and go through the gate, the northern gate, and head towards Hightown, towards this near the southeastern edge of northeastern edge of Hightown, where Arthur's home is. So, do you want to inspect for signs? Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Ivy
look
did say to
for-
look
Yeah.
for the signs.
We're gonna start
Yeah.
investigating, I guess.
So everyone may roll an investigation, please.
Oh boy,
Something I
I-
actually good
I have.
at. Hey.
Oh man, just
Look at that natural 20!
Look at
I
that natural
unfortunately used
16.
my natural 20 on Go Fish.
I'm picking up psychic resonance in this area.
like how
I'm
the
sorry.
That
person
go
with
fish was not a waste. Let it
the
be known.
person with the highest bonus in this check rolled the lowest,
Yeah.
just like when we stealthed.
All right. So both Kyoho and Emeris, you spend about an hour searching around for signs, and both of you spot something at the first. After the first hour, both of you spot something at the same time. You spot behind a barrel that a guy just went to pick up, a small symbol of what seems to be a drop of blood wrapped around in several pieces of ivy that seems to be squeezing the blood. You get the sense that this might be because you think you've seen that symbol somewhere in the Silver Tongue, so this might be the symbol you're looking for.
Ah, that checks out.
All right. Now, after all of this, I want all of you again to roll me perception rolls to see if you can track the symbols.
Are they explaining
I'm
this
better
to
at
us?
perception.
Are they,
Yeah,
did
Roll
they explain to us
Em-
and point
Em-
out the symbol?
Yeah,
Oh, you
so
would-
explain the
I
symbol.
would assume so, yeah.
Emrys is just like, I can feel psychic resonance in this area. I'm certain that she has been there. In fact, this symbol, it seems to be emanating some sort of residue.
Ah, I see. It appears to be some sort of blood and ivy, though. That's quite interesting because we know that the ivy you spoke to earlier doesn't deal with blood of any sort, but I suppose if that was a sign left by Dina, then that maybe it's a taunt of some sort.
Yes, well, it could be just related to the business somehow. Perception.
Good job, Damir.
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
Oh my god.
Oh
My
my
goodness.
god!
Nat
M
20,
is
nat
on
20.
fire.
Yo,
Emrys' eyes are like glowing purple. There's like
Yeah.
lightning
This is
cracking at
just
their
this is the sweat that's coming from blood magic. Just being like,
The-
good God, let's get this over with quickly.
I gotta
The,
fight
uh,
it. I gotta fight it.
the gem on Emrys, like the gem on Emrys' forehead, you'll swear that it's like opened into a third eye.
Yeah. Emrys, with that roll, you're the only one that's manages to keep track of all the symbols. Because you take a step, and then you see the symbol across the street. Then you rush towards it, and then while everyone is trying to just keep up with you, you see the symbol behind a window. Then you see it behind a cart. Then you start seeing all these symbols as you're following them, just going through alleyways, through almost through backyards, and just highly super focused until you see the symbol next to a door. It is a 2-story stone building, very thin as for a house, but it does have a door in the front, 2 windows, 2 other windows in the second floor, and this is where the symbols stop.
Okay, like noticing this from like a fair distance, I assume
Mm-hmm.
Emrys is just gonna kind of narrow their eyes.
With
like,
that
look
roll,
to see
it
the,
is really from a distance.
look to see the others like catching up. Just like, I believe I have found where this trail of mental energy has been leading me.
Good job.
Door.
You never failed to impress him.
Thank you.
Bloody hell, that's some good deal you got there with your eyesight. I'll give you that.
Was that about blood magic?
Yes, my eyesight using not these 2 eyes, but my third eye. I can see things that normal people simply do not
A
recognize.
third eye does sound useful.
Indeed.
I turn to Kyoho and just go, your third eye is useful. When you have 2 eyes on your head and 2 eyes up above, and I point to where I presume Maul it would be. I'll 4.
You're right. It would be better if I could see both in front of me and also around.
And also like an omniscient presence. Yeah.
God fucking damn it,
Now-
I love you guys.
All right, guys. What's the game plan here? Where are we going?
There is this door, and we can safely assume that this building is either housing our target or is an entrance to wherever they may be. We could attempt to wait to see if any of them emerge, although I doubt that Sketch especially would present himself in broad daylight. However, they must be administering these marks, these traps somehow, so there must be some way they're leaving the building. However,
Yes.
we might not be able to afford waiting any longer.
I have a plan.
Yes?
Although it might involve Damir.
I pardon.
Damir,
that-
how are
that
your
was-
acting skills?
Quite poor to say the least. Why do you
Well,
ask?
I honestly wish you hadn't said that because I need you to, well, you know how you like books?
Yes, I do like books. Would you like to talk about some of my favorite books? For instance, I have a quite collection.
No, we're
at
talking about my
business.
favorite book right now. Emrys, I'm going to need that book back. Thanks.
Maul?
I take the little,
The Book of Maul?
pockets. Yeah, I take the pocket-sized book and hand it to Damir. All right, follow my lead, all right? Kyoho, in case things go south real quickly, and it most certainly will, I'm going to need you guys up and ready. And I would like to take out my Book of Maul and start
Oh God! I don't.
ushering myself and Damir to the door. Damir, smarten yourself up, all right? Let's maybe like make ourselves more presentable, and I like dust off my arm.
Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Mal?
Emrys is going to.
Emrys, would you perhaps be able to proof me up a bit? I currently lack the ability to use prestidigitation myself.
Emrys kind of, generally fixes Demir up, and in the meantime, just kind of looks to Calican like, Calican, you are aware that Sketch has seen you before. In fact, he shot at you multiple times. He seemed to
And
shoot
did.
at you more than anyone else, in fact.
He shot
Out of everyone here.
my mallet more than anything, and I can't cast any second level spells, so he has no idea what's hitting him soon.
Regardless, what I am implying is that perhaps he may recognize you and, well, evacuate.
What's the likelihood that Sketch is going to open up the door?
Low.
It's as likely
However,
as you haven't taken a blood pact with some total stranger
yes,
who you've never met in a dark room you've never been.
well, completely impossible then.
Completely impossible. So
However, even if he doesn't answer the door, knocking on the door might inform him that someone is there. We could attempt to infiltrate more subtly.
you see, no one expects nor suspects the local church. That's how we do it.
No one expects the Inquisition.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Mal Inquisition. Damir, are you with me or nah?
I'm quite confused actually.
All right, whatever. Kyoho, we good, yeah?
I might want to check to make sure the door isn't trapped like the other one we came across first.
Ah, yes, that might be a good idea.
Callahan just freezes with his just like a cash like sort of gesture. He's just going to look at Kyoho like, yeah.
Demir, perhaps you could spend a few minutes and see if you can detect any magic. in this
So
area.
quite, I can do that.
If I recall, you listed some less destructive forms of elements that the spell could produce. Could be using one of those for protection.
True. We might also, in the event that I do detect that there is some sort of protection on here in the form of one of the scrolls, perhaps in the meantime, it would be good to see if there's any other potential entrances as well for the rest of you, so I'm not just, well, being put under pressure and just being stared at.
Yes, well,
And Demir goes on and starts casting Detect Magic on
Okay.
the door.
Yoho will start investigating other entrances to the building.
Okay.
Emrys is staring at Demir.
All right.
Demir is
go.
very aware of it and slightly off-put.
Okay.
To me, your magic is quite amazing.
It's scary.
And to be clear, I'm going to be using it like also not just the door itself, but also like around and like right in front of it. Like I don't
when you
like in case there's something like right in front of the door.
When you use Detect
that's
Magic, it's basically a force around you, so you're aware of
Okay, good.
of any magic around you. So immediately
fact-
when you cast it, you also, for example, you detect magic on Emrys from the dagger. It's always the first thing you pick up because Emrys is usually next to you. But yeah, Kyoho, you do go around the building and start checking out, and there doesn't seem to be a back door, but there seem to be windows in the back.
Well, we can enter from those if need be.
All right. Damir, you finish your incantation and you start to detect the magics, and you do indeed sense abjuration magic coming from inside the building.
From inside or from like around the door itself, like.
From inside the building, yes, not the door itself, but close to the door.
So is it similar to like when I detected magic on the Dina's home to begin with, and we
No,
ended
it's
up
a bit further
finding
back.
out?
It's a bit further back.
Okay, so a bit for. I relay that information.
That
Perhaps not the door itself, but this does
Then-
seem to be guarded and warded in some way. Whether it's
Or it could
actually
be
this one of the. It could be one of the scrolls. It could be a completely different spell altogether. Like for instance, as I was saying, the spell I was suggesting earlier, there is one that simply serves as an alarm, so to speak. That is the name, that just basically lets you know when someone comes across and lets you know of their presence. So it could be
That's an
bad, it
amazing
could be
spell.
fine, but
What would
it's
you? What's the name of that spell? I wonder.
it's alarm.
No, I know it's an alarm, but what's the name of the spell?
No, the name is alarm. The alarm causes an alarm.
The what?
No cause for alarm though.
Wait,
It's a rather simple spell.
hold on. Hold on. Who's alarming who?
No. Who?
Look, I'm
It's a different
alarmed,
spell
okay? I'm
altogether.
alarmed is what I am, all right? I'm alarmed about alarming alarms, all right?
Anyways, Tamir's getting frustrated. The point being is that maybe perhaps another entrance would, for whatever reason, be best to pursue. Like I said, I don't think necessarily opening this door in itself might cause something, but what's behind this might not necessarily be a fiery or acidy explosion to begin with, but there is something, and unfortunately, due to my current level of expertise, I lack the knowledge and proper skill to disable such a magical trap, if you will,
Yes.
whatever it may be.
There are windows in the back we could use to enter.
Lads, I got just the tools for this situation. Kyoho,
We
bring
know-
me to this window if you can.
She'll lead him there.
Yes.
Just follow suit. Demir, keep that idea, that plan A, if you will. And I tap the Book of Maul and I point towards his pocket Book of Maul. Just-
Okay. So Kyoho and Callahan, just the two of you?
Oh,
Is it just the two of
No,
us? Or
I
is the
think
whole
I think
party
I think
gonna
I think
come around
Yeah, or
everyone's-
do-
I think
Okay.
everyone's good.
So everyone marches over
going.
towards the back of
I'll
the
just
back
go towards
window, and you see the windows are closed.
can I whip out my thieves' tools and just work some magic on it?
Okay. You see Callahan whip out his thieves' tools and walk over to the window, only to realize there's no lock on the windows. They're just closed. Like there's a lock on the inside, like a little lever thing, but no actual like keyhole for the thieves' tools.
How high up are the windows?
There's the first floor windows, and then there's the second floor windows. The first floor windows are just in front of you.
What do we see inside?
You sneak a peek inside, and just from the glance, you see there's a well furnished room. Seems to be a hallway. Yes, a hallway, and then you see a set of stairs leading up to the second floor.
I have a question.
Yes,
So, mage hand.
yes,
So I can create the mage hand
you can.
at a point within range.
I know what you're
If I
thinking.
can
You
see,
can.
if I can see through the window,
Uh-huh.
can I create the hand on the other side of the window?
Indeed, you can.
Emery's, Emery's just kind of like moves their hands around a bit, and you see this like spectral hand appear on the other side of the window that just unhatches the lock.
Could this happen as I'm trying to use my thieves'
That is
tools?
exactly what I was going to say. You take out your thieves' tools and you try to find a way to unlock the thing, and it's just click.
I forgot that was a thing. Well, it's done.
By Mal, I'm fucking amazing.
Incredible, Callahan. Those tools of yours are certainly extremely useful.
Sucking nod at myself. I'm like, you know that like well of happiness you get when you do a good job, and you're like,
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah.
So proud of you, Callahan. Yeah, but the door, but the window is unlocked.
Alright, the real question though, how big is this window? Can I actually fit like the Oni through?
Yes. He'll have to squeeze a little bit, but he'll go through.
How long does detect magic last for? It's 10 minutes, right?
I believe yes, 10 minutes.
So that's probably
So-
slow. It hasn't been that long.
Yep.
It's 10 minutes, or concentration, or 10 minutes maximum.
Yep.
I
So
looked it up.
and it hasn't been that long. No.
And
Yeah,
it
and
takes
so
10
is there
minutes to
any-
ritual cast it.
You use your detect magic, and you feel there is abjuration magic coming from in front of the windows as well.
There's now that I'm thinking about it, before we enter, there's magic here as well. Abjuration, to be specific. I'm beginning to think that perhaps maybe all of the points of entry, perhaps at least on the first floor, are, well, like I said, they could be have the alarm spell or something similar there to alert if anyone trying to sneak in.
Is there a way to disable this alarm?
Well, not within my capabilities, no.
Hmm.
It is rather advanced magic in order to disable various effects. Like I said, perhaps if between the door and between this, and it's seeming that. Can I tell if it was like if it was? I can just only tell that it was like generally abjuration. It's not
Yes.
like the same similar type of abjuration as what I detected
Yeah, you
earlier.
can only
or-
tell that it is abjuration magic that
Yeah,
you're
gotcha.
feeling.
Yeah, so
You'd need
again, this
identifiers
is just
for that.
speculation. This is just speculation on my part, but if this, like I said, maybe perhaps they're just prepared for someone entering in on the first floor. If we're wishing to be more quick and sneaky about it, then perhaps finding a way to enter from the second floor or would be best.
From the second
Alternatively, we could just bust
Are
in
there-
and we could just try and how do the kids say it? Mess things up.
Are there wards on the second floor?
Can I detect if there's stuff
It
on
is 30
second
feet,
floor or too
so
far away?
you point up. You do feel magic coming from up there, but you don't feel it's not like a school of magic. You feel some magic. You feel some maybe transmutation and maybe some abjuration, and there's some other stuff mixed in. It is hard to tell.
Is it similar to how when I detected like first cast to detect magic on the dagger that it was like transmutation, abjuration, and like a mix of things, or is this like just a general hosh posh of
Just a
stuff?
general mix of things.
There is magic up in that direction, though there's nothing quite specific. I mean, it might be I'm not sure there's a specific. I can't tell for quite certain, but it doesn't seem like there's a specific spell right
If it
there in front of
doesn't-
the windows, like down here. But
If
it
it
is
doesn't
hard to
seem like
tell
there's
from.
spells on the windows, then that's promising at least. All we'd need is a ladder. Perhaps we can borrow the ladder from the well.
If it's still there.
I do love that. It's like,
It
oh,
was the
thought that
city
was
watch took the ladder, so it is their
Wow.
ladder.
Could try and tie a bunch of rope and scale the wall, or perhaps.
Ah, yes, that's
Well, to be
uh,
completely honest, I'm quite big myself. If someone, well, how high up are the second-story windows?
About 12 to 15 feet.
Because, well, to be
That's
quite frank,
huge.
if need be, I could simply try and lift people up on my shoulders, and they could get in. And if need be, then, while it would be expensing one of my more powerful magic spells for the day, I could very easily teleport up there myself if need be. Or I could even do that from the get-go, and if I can get a good line of sight and angle, and then
is
let down
there
a rope.
anything, is there anything like on the walls, like anything that a rope could be tied to?
On the walls, no. Maybe something on the roof, but you can't really see from here. You can see, Damir, from what you said, you can see the inside of the second floor from this direction, but you mostly just see ceiling.
I would have to find some way to, well,
You can teleport.
like I said,
by the
with
way.
my
You can
limited
use-
teleportation magic, I could figure out a way to get in there myself, but I would have to have the right angle to exactly see generally where I'm going, or else the result might be a little bit haphazardous.
I'm gonna say from where you are, you might be able to do it. You just don't see what's inside. You just see most of the ceiling. You can teleport in it, but that's about it.
Right. Yeah, I got it.
What do the surrounding buildings look like?
Mostly houses like this one. Smaller houses.
Do
Nothing.
any of them look easier to climb?
Roll a perception.
Just
Yo.
saying, guys, we can just go with plan A.
Kyoho. I mean, you do some dope monk shit, so you might be able to
Oh yeah, Kyo's a monk.
to climb one of them. It's none of them seem like too much easier than this one, but it's climbable with the right time and placement and tools. Maybe
Yeah.
you might not need tools because you're a monk, but yeah.
Yeah. I could climb up on the roof and see if there's anything to tie a rope to.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to climb up onto the roof.
Roll me an acrobatics.
Oh boy, I'm good at that.
Oh, damn.
Just gotta
20 is
drop
this
some
time.
emotes in chat for that.
Here it comes, baby!
You see
Plan A.
Kyoho suddenly jump towards the wall, climb it, just running up the wall, then jumps to the other building on the other side of the alley, runs up that one, flips, and jumps towards the roof and lands, making no sound.
Emery's just like softly claps.
Demir blushes somewhat, but as before, you can't tell because of his red skin.
Alright, is there anything to tie a rope to up here?
There is a chimney.
Alright, I'll tie my rope to the chimney and lower it down.
Okay. You do that. The rope is now down. All three of you see the rope as Kyoho stands proudly up in the roof.
Okay. Demir, just to be certain, so there's no wards on this window, correct?
That to the best of my understanding and knowledge, yes. There just seems to be a general magic radiation of various schools and stuff like that. Perhaps there's just I'm picking up on just various traces of magic from perhaps artifacts, but I can't detect nothing as clear as in front of this window, first story, or from behind the door, or similar things.
Understood. Emery's once again just kind of like reaches out a hand, and a spectral hand appears on the other side of the upstairs window to unhatch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Emery's attempts to climb the rope.
Okay. Emrys, you attempt to climb the rope. You start pulling up. Roll me athletics.
And would Demir be able to, like, using his like Oni strength or whatnot, like be able to kind of hold on to her, make sure she doesn't like fall outright on the ground?
Yeah, for the first part, yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, so this is what happens. You put your hand on Emrys's butt and you start lifting them up. And once you get like as high as you can reach with your arm, Emrys tries to climb, but they are not even moving. Like your arms are shaking, Emrys, as you try to apply any strength to them. It's you should have done more in gym class, but yeah, no, climbing rope is not working. You're not falling, at least. You're just not
Only
moving
fighter
higher.
in a
Perhaps
party
Kyoho could try
caster.
pulling the rope and lifting you up that way.
Can I try
Yeah.
that?
Excellent idea.
Of course you can. Roll strength. Kyoho.
Oh boy.
Actually, roll athletics. I don't know if you have
Okay.
efficiency with it.
I do have athletics.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Oni
nice.
strength. Your DC would have been much lower because of your Oni strength. You just start pulling Emerus up. Emerus, you start going. And you finally reach the window. As you're like trying to hold on for dear life, you look through the window and you see something. You see a large, furry creature. A rat-like humanoid creature with a crossbow pointed at you, already firing the crossbow.
Oh god.
As the bolt fires towards you, hits you straight in the gut.
Okay, to
dealing-
be fair, the window is closed. It was unhatched, but it's closed.
Yes, but it breaks
he's-
through the window
Oh, okay.
and hits you.
Now.
You take 11 points of damage, and I want you to roll me a strength saving throw.
God. Strength saving throw. Oh no. I don't think I pass.
Nope, you do not.
Yo, you did your best.
You did your best. Yes. All of you, Yoho, you get a top-down view. Everyone else gets a bottom-up view of Emerus. Gets hoisted to the window, and then suddenly a crossbow bolt shatters the window, hits Emerus in the gut. They lose grip on the rope, and you're all stunned as you see Emerus falling. It's not too high.
Emery's was just like, scared.
It's not too high.
I got to catch.
Unfortunately, you do not get time to catch as Emerus, because it's not super high. Emerus falls, taking 6 additional points of bludgeoning damage.
Would she not be falling on top of us now?
No, because it's the force of the crossbow just shot them a bit further back.
Rank 8 displacement.
Yeah, and Emerus just falls back first into the ground. There's a moment of silence, and then you just see all of you. Sketch jump through the window, snarling, claws at her ready, falling towards you guys. And that's where we're gonna end the session, because it's midnight and we're reaching the
Boy,
3-hour
that was
mark.
just a sketch.
Oof. Oh, we found Sketch.
Is this definitely Sketch, not the other fella? No.
Oh no, it's the big one. It's big old Sketch.
Crossbow's his signature weapon.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. All right.
I do have to say, as soon as you said, "Oh yeah, there's a strange mix of magics up there, like transfiguration or whatever it is, and abjuration," I was like, you know what has turned into a rat and has abnormally resistant skin?
Yeah, I was pretty sure, which is why I was trying to like gauge like this is similar to the dagger, the other thing, but
You just felt the mixtures of magics.
sadly never. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, you found Sketch.
not the white. The mirror's not
Yeah,
the
you
wisest.
know what? We found Sketch. That's the important
Yeah.
part.
Just so I know, Emrys, what's your HP like right now?
6.
Yeah.
Sick, bro.
Cool.
I know, right? I
So-
took 17 points of damage.
Yeah. Well, it was the surprise round basically, and
As long as you
well,
didn't make any blood compact whatsoever.
And
Well-
if you need to
Fine.
make a blood compact, I'm sure you have plenty spare right now.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
Free
Like as long as you have
Well,
blood to
If
spare.
we DPK next session, we don't have to fulfill any blood contracts we
It's
may or may
true.
not have
That's
taken apart.
true. That's the
Is
greatest
that
loophole
true?
of all.
That is true.
Is that true?
That is
But
a
technically, we don't even need
possibility.
TPK. Technically, we just need Emrys and Kyoho to die, and then we're scot free.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It required some godly ass saves to get a natural 20 on fucking Go Fish. So
I got like
That's the
3
second
natural
time
20s.
I've gotten a natural 20 on a joke roll. I should stop
Yeah.
doing
every
joke rolls.
time,
And just...
every time I try and convince yourself to join Mal, all of a sudden there's a natural 20 or something else.
Well, that's what the natural 20s are best for.
Look,
Joke
all I'm gonna
rolls.
say, alright, I got 3 natural 20s in a row this session.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And that was for searching for.
Used up the rest of your luck, and now
Yeah.
you'll die.
we didn't even use our hero points.
Yeah, you didn't
Forgetting
use hero
about
points.
those.
You forgot about that, I believe.
We always forget.
Yeah. Well, it is
It's
what
alright,
it is.
we have loads of points saved up, so you know, in this fight, we can just give ourselves loads of hero points. And not...
Right, that's how it works, right?
Can
Right,
only
right,
use
right.
two per stream, by the way. So
Oh, we get 2?
How many hero points is it? Or how many points is it, rather?
the
Alright,
hero points.
That's fine. I can only afford 2 anyway.
2,000.
Yeah, 2,000. So you can only use. There's only 2 per stream that are available. So yeah, good luck with that. Next session we're going to start with Sketch. You found Sketch. Now you're just gonna have to survive Sketch.
It's okay. The person who can't damage him is on top of the building.
Yes.
Kyoho's just gonna go inside the building and investigate it while the rest of us are.
It would be more productive, probably.
You guys got this. I'm gonna go find the wizard. Bye.
Well, you have a week to plan, and
Yo.
yeah.
I just want to throw it out there that if we just went to the effing door, just said we are there on a mission from God,
And then
none of this
Sketch-
would have happened.
And then
Sketch
Sketch
would have
just
opened the
comes up
door
to
and
the door,
fired the crossbow at
My AC is 18. He wouldn't have hit me with that crossbow.
You really
No one-
want that plan A, don't you?
No one opens the door with a crossbow in hand. It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic.
Yeah, they
No
only
one
open
does that.
windows.
You know what's also
In fact,
unrealistic?
they
A
answered-
giant rat man.
They answered the door with being like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm eating dinner right now with my family." That's how they open the door, not with an attack plan.
Sketch didn't even open the window. He just shot through it. He probably would have shot through the door as well.
No. Because Sketch,
He just could have looked through the keyhole and just kind of blasted.
no,
it.
Sketch's a rat. You don't open the door like a rat with a cross.
crossbow is a two-handed weapon that requires loading. All right.
What
No
kind
way.
of crossbow is he using? Is he using a heavy or a light or a hand?
What kind of crossbow it is? Is it?
Yeah.
It is. You remember from the fight? It is a light crossbow.
As Emrys is like bleeding on the floor, Emrys is just like, it's a light crossbow.
Yes. Well, guys, I am going to raid someone. Someone very dear to me. Like her a lot. She
Ooh.
is. She's currently playing Life is Strange, which I do enjoy the game, and she's a wonderful gal. Give her some love.
I'm gonna go toss some potatoes in the oven to bake.
Good.
Potatoes we say.
And next week.
So racially charged.
Hey,
Next
part
week,
Irish.
our
can do
our
it.
party finally gets our first TPK.
Oh
Look,
boy!
you say that
Now we'll
every
be able
week.
to sympathize more with the other party.
Yeah, but
Whose
this week we actually
TPK
know there's combat coming.
This is all of us versus Sketch, What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go
I don't
wrong?
know.
Holly,
Show up.
thank you so much, and thank you for sticking around, and thank you everyone else. But yes, you say that every single week. Let's see if it comes through. The more you say it, I don't know. But next,
It's like saying break a leg before a performance.
yes. Well, try instead of breaking a leg, try not to get killed. I don't know.
I'm sure I'm glad I bought a ranged weapon recently.
Well,
I mean, you could just jump down, but
I could jump down, or I could see if my longbow will work.
you can definitely try. Well, thank you everyone for sticking around, and see you next week. Let's just raid Kara now. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.